What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Flagrant 2 No Easy Buckets, analysis by assholes, water cooler commentary for your sports needs. And before we start, I just want to say some dates that we got coming up. Akaash, you want to get started?
Yo, Dallas, Texas, I am coming home. I am headlining at Hyenas Comedy Club in Plano. November 24th is 2 days after Thanksgiving. You gonna be home. Come check it out. Yup, this is my first time headlining back home, so I'm super hyped. Let's get it. Come through Hyenas Comedy Club in Plano. 2 shows, 7 o'clock and 9:30.
All right, so make sure you get out there. I got a new show announcing. I'm going to tell you guys. I'm going to tell you a couple, but then I got one that I want to let you know of. It's going to be hot, so I want y'all to be there. But first of all, November 23rd, I'm going to be in Albany, New York at the Funny Bone. 24th, Syracuse, New York at the Funny Bone. Then December 1st, I'm going to be in Atlanta, Georgia at the Relapse Theater. Then the 8th of December, I'm going to be at McGuire's Comedy Club in Long Island, New York. Okay? Then February 1st and 2nd, Miami, Florida, the brand new Miami Improv. I'm one of the first acts that's going to be in that club, so make sure you come check it out. San Diego, California, the 22nd through the 23rd of February. And here is the new show announced. Los Angeles, the 28th of February. Okay, the Comedy Store, the Big Room, the Comedy Store, the 28th of February, Thursday night, 8 o'clock. Tickets just went on sale, okay, literally a few hours ago. Go get those tickets quick. Every time I come to LA, the show sells out real quick. I'm telling you guys this now. I want my Flagrant 2 army out there. I know y'all always asking me to come through to LA, and I always come to surrounding areas. I was just up in Oxnard. I'm going down to San Diego. The LA show is going down the 28th. Get the tickets quickly. Get them fast. I'm going to announce it on Brilliant Idiots that will come out Thursday, but you guys have a few days ahead of them to get to them tickets, all right? So go get them. I got more cities on my website, theandrewschultz.com. You can get tickets to all those shows on that website, theandrewschultz.com. But now, let's get ready for the show. Why don't we do a nice intro? Here we go. I'm Andrew Schultz. I'm here with Akaash Singh, obviously Alex Media, and very, very special guests.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited to have my man Carl Lentz, Pastor Carl Lentz, in the building.
Yes, sir.
Today.
Studio Plus.
Young King.
Yes, sir.
It's a pleasure.
Young King. Son of the son of the king.
Son of the son of the king. Ooh, that's a good bio for Twitter.
I like that. That's dope.
Now, if you don't know Pastor Carl Lentz, you probably do know him for many different things. One might be the Brilliant Idiots podcast.
That's it.
That you've definitely come on. Another might be his book, which is called
Own the Moment.
Own the Moment, out now. You can access that, obviously Barnes & Noble and all those other stores, but online as well.
Online.
Do you do Audible?
Yeah, I did my own audio.
You record it yourself?
Yeah, a lot of people like that.
You should, because we're listening to you.
100%.
At church.
Yes.
Which I haven't gotten a chance to listen to you.
But you've been, because you're my boy. And
multiple
really cool.
times. Why do you think the Lord is keeping us apart, but bringing me close?
I think it's like Shaq and Kobe. It's like right time, right place.
I like that.
We're gonna have a good Shaq Kobe combo.
If I may make it religious, I think sometimes a union is better when you wait.
Ah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
No,
I totally.
You know what I mean?
I hear you. That okay? Because I've been to Hillsong twice.
Yep, and conference. You came to conference at the Barclays Center.
I was considering that my second time.
Okay.
Maybe I went to Hillsong twice.
You did.
In the city. No, I went to Hillsong twice in the city.
Yep.
And then I went to conference at Barclays. Now, for people who are not familiar with Hillsong is a Christian church. Is there like a denomination with it?
It's non-denominational, which is a denomination. It just means we're not really affiliated with some of the weird traditional stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
And again, this is Flagrant 2. We're not going to get into, tons of religious stuff like that. We're talking about sports. We're talking about all this stuff.
My brother.
I know it is, but I know that when people try to do with you, they try to get you in these gotcha combos.
They lose every
Of course
time.
they lose. Of course they lose. But that's not what we're here about.
No.
Now, I went to this first time I go.
Yeah.
Of course, you're not there. You're doing some, I don't know, you were, I think, in Boston.
Yeah, I was away,
because you often will go and preach in other places as well.
Yeah.
Wild. Did not know what to expect. I've only been to Catholic church.
Right.
So when you go to like Catholic church in Spain, I think that was the last time I went.
What were you doing in the Catholic Church in Spain?
I was living in Spain, and I was like, I might as well get, this
Trying
is
to wash away his sins.
maybe that. There's probably some of that. It was more touristy, I would imagine. But and then I went to this, and it was quite different. It was like fun. It was a concert. There was music. There's this music element to it. The music thing got me. That's my cardio music, by the way.
Really?
I have 3 songs, okay, on Apple Music. I start at the end of the Hillsong singles list. The last song is...
Oh, you know it. KB, you gotta snap some and film a little bit. I'm gonna
the last song, I'm going to show you exactly what I do. Because it's a little confusing. There's like 2 different Hillsong lists.
Yeah.
Right? One is Hillsong Worship, and then the other is just Hillsong Music.
Yeah, so there's like Hillsong Worship, Hillsong United, Hillsong Young and Free.
Oh, so these are different denominations of your non-denominational.
So like our church has, imagine like a music label.
Right.
That would be Hillsong Church. And then we have 3 different extensions of that. So it's like kind of different vibe. Each one has their own sound.
Well, I started that Hillsong Worship, bro.
Yes, sir.
And I do that, Oh, Praise the Name.
Ooh, that is a good song.
Bro, I start with the Oh, Praise the Name. That's what gets me in.
Yeah.
Then that wraps around to, what a beautiful name, Live.
Yes.
I prefer Live.
Yes.
Because you get the audience in, everybody's going. And then, who you say I am, this is a little different. No, So Will I. So Will I is for the last...
How do you choose the music?
Well, this just happens to be a playlist.
No, I'm asking, how do you choose?
So my best friend, Joel,
Yeah.
he wrote that. He's like my favorite songwriter of all time. But that song is what's cool about that song is if you don't necessarily believe what we believe, that song will still get you thinking.
Doug.
Bring you peace. It's awesome.
All of them.
Yeah.
All of them. And again, I was raised no religion. I had so much fun at the church. I went a couple times, brought a couple friends, and then I was having a shitty week, bro.
Right.
And you said, yo, come out to this thing in Brooklyn. I didn't tell you how bad a week I was having, but it was like I was kind of down.
Wow.
And I remember taking the R train by myself out to Barclays.
You took the R?
I took the R.
That's dedication.
I know. It was bad. And I went there
You could have died.
I could have died, bro. And I went there and I missed you.
Mm-hmm.
You were late too, by the way.
No, I was back there. I saw you. I knew where you were sitting. I was
Right.
getting ready, and you had to leave to go to a show.
Yeah, I was looking for you. I felt like a thought. I was just kind of like waiting to see. Kyrie, here I am. I'm over here, Kyrie. So I was looking. I didn't see you at all. I saw the people go up. The dude who's like the head of it with the voice.
Yep, Brian.
That guy got a voice.
He does have a voice.
I don't know how many cigarettes you got to smoke a day to get that voice.
It's either a lot of cigarettes or a lot of sermons. I think it's the latter. Because that guy hate my
sermon sounds like how Southern people say semen.
But he true.
I got a lot of sermons.
People say he sounds like Bruce the Shark from Finding Nemo.
Fair enough. The dude's voice is compelling.
Yeah.
I'm in there. I'm feeling the vibe. I'm hearing my songs. Everything's good. There was like this weird, like modern dance performance and the thing. I grew up in a dance family. I should appreciate it more. But the music, once they started playing the hits,
Yeah.
it's like fucking Bruce Springsteen out there. It was crazy. I felt really good.
You've
You're
never been
around
to
all
a
the
black
positivity.
church? How different is this church than a black church? Just a regular black music church.
Really different, but that same thing
less
that you're
black people?
referring to.
No, a lot of black people.
A lot of black people.
Yes.
A lot of black people. But like often black churches are known for their powerful worship. And that's what we're kind of referring to. I think we would feel that same heart, that same vibe. In
I was feeling, bro. I was feeling good. I was feeling positive. I felt amazing. And I literally was like so depressed, as depressed as I've ever been. And I walked out there. I'm feeling fucking good. I even texted you. I was like, thanks so much. I really, it means a lot, man. I really needed that. I walked down into the subway and this guy came up. He's like, hey, man, you got an extra swipe? And I'm like, nah, get the fuck out of here. Bro, get your own swipe, bro. What the hell, man? Come on, dude. But for that moment, from the Barclays to the train, it was with me, dude.
Right.
I was in it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
I was going to say, you were so unmoved, you didn't go back next week.
Bro, I went back 3 times.
Really?
That's more than I've been with most women. I'm just saying. I'm telling you, this is a big deal. You know? Carl just looked up. Looked at the clock like how long we got.
God is like
I understand the value.
God is like your main side chick. God is your main side chick.
Forgive me, Lord.
It's a good metaphor. Forgive me. No, I understand.
So a lot of you thinking right now, okay, what does Pastor Carl Lentz know about basketball? I'll have you know that Pastor Carl Lentz and I met through basketball.
True. Very true.
But even before that, this man played basketball at quite a high level.
Mm-hmm.
South Carolina.
North Carolina State.
North Carolina
Oh,
State.
wow.
North-
NC State.
Yeah.
NC State.
Mm-hmm.
NC State.
Legit.
D1.
Yeah.
Very good D1.
Very good D1.
ACC.
Yeah.
At that time, highest level.
What year?
Must have been recruited to play there.
Yep.
What
recruited
years?
to play.
Sorry.
Recruited walk on.
What years?
98 to 2000.
Did you beat Duke? The Jay Williams Duke team, was that you or was that 2002?
Well, we got destroyed by Duke 3 times that year because they had Elton Brand, Trajan Langdon,
Trajan,
the
Alaskan
okay.
assassin.
Corey
Yes.
Maggette. But I went to a prep school coming out of high school, and I got a couple good looks, but my team was the best team in the country. So
Right.
we had like 13 guys to go D1. One guy went straight to the league. He was the third guy to go preps to pros. Who? Corleone Young. If you Google him, you'll find out what happened to him. But he didn't pan out, to say the least.
Okay.
But he was a monster. He was like LeBron before LeBron.
Okay.
I think LeBron's game, that was Corleone. And NC State came to sign my roommate. He got suspended, didn't play. I played in that game and had a pretty good game. The funny thing is I got ejected by halftime.
Really?
It was enough for Herb Sendick at the time to come right in the locker room and say, I can't give you a scholarship, but I want you on this team.
This is your high school game.
This is the year after high school, prep
Oh,
school.
in the prep
Hargrave
school. That's right.
Military.
That's right.
And, and I was like, before he even finished the sentence, I was like, I'm in. Because I was probably going to sign with like, maybe like a mid-major, probably even D2. Because that was honestly my level.
Right.
But when you get that opportunity,
You go.
I'm like, didn't even think twice.
Okay. You end up going to NC State.
Yep.
Now, I've always wondered what the life is for I imagine you're coming off the bench.
Better than you can imagine.
Okay.
Yes.
Is it akin
all
to like
that-
punter in the NFL or
No, like, okay.
because I think that's the life.
That's the greatest job in
Yeah.
the world.
By far.
Yeah.
I mean, Morton Anderson, he's still kicking somewhere right now. He's 67.
Yeah, but Morton Anderson, there's pressure on a kicker. The punter,
bar.
no pressure. No blame.
You know what?
No one
You're
blames you
right.
for a
You're
loss.
actually
Yes, that's true.
NFL punter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
NFL punter.
Okay, go
Long
on.
snapper as well, though, because they can't get hit.
I can't do that though.
true.
Long snapper, throw something back.
So, yeah, the life is kind of what people think it is at that level.
Okay. Groupies everywhere
Yep.
testing you.
Yep.
Actually, you're not a man of the Lord just yet.
Correct.
No. Yeah.
Ooh, pastor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carl.
Yeah, you picked a good time to find
And
God.
this is
I wouldn't have found God in college either.
convenient.
But what's funny about that is I did.
You know what?
Right
You
at
did-
the height of that is actually when I felt like God began to change my life. So sophomore year.
Began to change your life?
Yeah.
Like you still had time to get some sin in?
Oh,
I mean,
Listen.
sin doesn't stop. That's the problem with sin.
listen, he
It's
died
like
for your sins. Don't let him die in vain.
continuously.
You had 2 years at NC State.
Of me trying to reject sin. I think
Okay,
that's a big
yeah,
difference.
trying to
But
reject.
Now,
I'm noticing these
when you
words.
go to heaven, do you think there's going to be a moment between you and Jesus where he's like, listen, bro, I appreciate you because I died for the sin. And if you just didn't at least fuck a couple girls in NC State. You know what I mean? The very least, fam, look at me. You wildin' hard.
I will say that those of us that have sinned much appreciate God's grace even more. So to that point, maybe. But I don't think that God's keeping that kind of track
Right.
at all. I don't
Maybe.
think- I mean, but to your point,
Because he could have
though,
sent you to a mid-major.
I think
But he was like, nah, you going to NC State, man. We out here.
that's exactly what it was. So that whole time my life was like. You're right. It was,
Can we get
it was wild.
details?
Talk to me.
Details? Vivid details.
Well, you don't have to do anything.
I can go.
All right, go.
I mean, I was so good at like recruiting that I was in charge of the recruits. They would come in.
Female recruits.
No, the guys.
No.
You were
If you
recruiting
have
for the
a
starters.
prospect coming in, they get
Oh.
to campus, and it's
Gotcha.
me, and there are 2 other guys who have not signed off on the confidentiality thing, so I won't say their names. One was Adam Harrington, who's the player development coach for the Brooklyn Nets right now, but he said I couldn't use his name, so I won't use Adam Harrington. So me and Adam, shout out to Sean Marks, Brooklyn Nets GM, who's probably shaking his head once he hears this. We would get the guys and we would take them out. I mean, whether that's their hotel room be decked out, and then we go to parties and do whatever.
So this was
Or
what we
whoever.
saw in the movie.
Chips.
He got game.
Well, he got
That's
game.
what we thinking. I mean,
Yeah,
Blue
he got
Chips,
game as
PG-13.
well.
Pretty close.
I'm not thinking no PG-13
Yeah.
movies.
That's
Pastor.
the only thing I like about Rick Fox
Yeah.
is his
I don't know
role in
Rick Fox,
okay.
but that's pretty good. That's a pretty good meter for what it was like.
Really?
Okay, so you're taking them out to
Wow.
parties, and
Yep.
these are high school kids.
Yep.
A lot of them prep as well. Sometimes
Yeah, so
a year removed from
remember,
college.
at this time in the ACC, the culture was different. So that it was still, you're still going 4 years.
Yeah.
You're still
Yeah.
like wanting desperately to, like, so ACC at the time.
I was actually thinking, me too.
That's Vince. That's Vince.
But you're
that's
right, though.
Jameson.
Right.
That's Steve Francis at Maryland. That's the era the ACC was like.
And
ridiculous.
when these athletes stay 4 years at a college, they become even bigger celebrities
For
than you would
sure.
say now,
Yeah.
because they're not only ingrained into the culture of the school, but they've been on TV.
Right, like Zion
For
Williams.
4
right? Zion
yes.
at Duke right now. Like, he's
Yes.
going to be big time at Duke, but imagine if he stayed for 4
years.
Yeah, yeah,
Unbelievable.
yeah,
It was
yeah,
a
yeah.
different world back then. So then it was just a big deal to get these recruits.
4 years of major television exposure. Real quick. So you're there. These kids are coming.
Yep.
And I imagine if you're part of the basketball team, there's access to like the crazy parties,
Access to everything. Yes.
clubs,
Yep.
bars.
Everything.
Nobody's asking for ID. Nothing.
Never.
Really.
Ever. No.
So you just, hey, I'm on the team.
And all the
walk right
frats
in.
are cool with you. So it's like, because I mean, you never roll by yourself, but if you got if you're on the basketball team, you roll with your guys, and everyone's like just pumped to have you at their party. So none of that weird beef, like every party.
Oof.
Accepts.
You gotta.
for sure.
Right, because if you're in different frats, there's like a little frat.
Right,
beef.
but you in the frat.
So you're pulling up. You guys got the recruits with you.
Yeah.
You're there. You were here already 2 years, probably.
A year.
You're famous on campus,
For sure. People know the 12 guys on the basketball team for sure.
and this is not a little school.
This is a huge school.
This is what people got to realize, especially we have a lot of fans listen from Europe. Like college,
Yeah.
colleges in America, it's a fucking city.
Well, it's called the Triangle. You got Duke, you got UNC, you got NC State.
Yeah.
And you got Wake Forest right over here. So that's like, I mean, this is basketball's God down there.
If you live in Europe, college is Amsterdam.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Do
It's
whatever
just
you
party,
want.
do whatever you want.
Parties.
Nobody's
That's a
watching.
great
No
description.
no kind of rules. Yeah. Okay. Craziest party that you end up at.
One time in particular, we had a recruit who was like the number one recruit in the country, and he was choosing between us and North Carolina. And we stupidly go to a party at UNC. Dude falls in love with a girl, goes to UNC. So
And who is that?
can't say. Because I don't know the guy anymore, and I don't want to blow his spot up. That's a true story. So we're like, let's just go. We'll hit this party at Chapel Hill. We'll come back to this. We always went to this club called the Big Bad Wolf. We'll hit the Big Bad Wolf, but we never made it out of that party. And then he didn't even show up the next day for like whatever we had planned. The coach like, well, how'd it go with this guy? We're like, it went really good. Next 3 days, boom, signs with Carolina.
You couldn't tell him you took him to
No,
UNC because he'd have
no.
lost his mind.
Yeah.
How did he know?
Yeah, go.
Sorry, how
That's
did?
how arrogant we were. We're like, we'll just
Roll in anywhere. It don't matter.
Yeah, we'll get out of Duke, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. How did you find out you had a knack for recruiting?
I think I had a knack for being at the right place at the right time, and the coaches knew that I could understand all the unsaid stuff. So, because some of that stuff's illegal, some of that stuff's
That was where I wanted to go
So
next.
they kind of figured that I was smart enough to know what they didn't want to know, how to pull it all off. I mean, I think coaches just know. Who
So
those
like a
guys
mob
are.
boss doesn't say to somebody, "Hey, I'm
Go
going to
kill
need
that
you to
guy.
kill that guy,"
They
right?
say, some of these guys shouldn't be around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So how
I
does
wish somebody
a
would
coach,
take care of this problem.
Yeah, I wish he was. Okay, so do you ever have a time with a coach where they're sitting down, they're like, "Hey, Carl, I need this guy to have a good time."
Yes,
That's the combo. And then it's like, throw vaginas at him.
But the thing is, my coach at NC State, Herb Sendek, was one of the most classy, non-rule breaking dudes ever.
So it's the above the coach.
Or
just
underneath, maybe.
the whole system.
Yeah.
You had plenty of room to work around, and
So-
what he didn't know, sometimes coaches aren't going to know.
And they,
Do you think he chose not to know, or do you think he really didn't know?
I think it'd be a mix of like he just would assume you're going to do the right thing. you know?
Hope you're gonna do the right thing, and yeah.
Okay, so that's the craziest party.
Yeah.
But we don't know really what's happening at these parties.
Exactly what you think
Orgies.
is happening. You know what? though?
Something like the movie He's Got Game, where literally
will be-
two girls
I'll be-
walk in the room.
I think, that stuff does go on. I was actually at a party that started to go that direction.
Yeah.
And that was one of the nights where I decided, man, this is too far. Honestly, that's one of the things that started to turn my head a little bit.
Do you think it's because you weren't the guy with the 2 girls?
Nope. That was not an issue.
I got you. All right. Heat check. All right.
But I just remember thinking, like, this isn't for me. This isn't
You
cool
felt
for
a
me.
little guilty.
Not guilty. I just felt like this, I know better than this.
Okay.
Like and this is before the Me Too stuff. It is before all that stuff's really politically out there. But when you see, 5 or 6 dudes talking to 2 girls, and you see where the night's headed, and it just some guys are still going to go that way. But I, even at that stage of my life, was like, I don't know if that's who I ever want to be.
Yeah, I don't ever want to be that.
No.
Just sharing vaginas.
Yeah,
I'm very selfish.
Yeah.
Well, different reasons, same destination.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I also care about them.
Sure. I know deep down.
I'm also concerned with them, obviously. But
one of us at this table has 2 daughters and a wife, so it's a perspective shift.
This great family you have, a lot of attention on the boy.
Romy
gets all the attention.
He doesn't, but what I always tell people about
on the gram. On the gram.
Media, here's the thing though, man. I'm
just about to be a father right here.
Cool with people, but like I still have that old if you say something about my daughter, if I don't have
as a father. Gotcha.
So some people often say like, why do you give your son extra attention? I said, first of all, what you see on social media is what we choose to let you see. So and it works both ways. Some guy was like, man, I think you're an amazing father. I'm like, I appreciate that, but you don't know what kind of dad I am. You're just referring to the social media.
I can't say anything.
I put up.
I'm just concerned the girls don't know how to read. I know that Romy's reading, okay? Every week. I see the Friday night lit.
We crush it. My girls, they're too beautiful. It's too weird of a world right now. So I don't put them on there a lot.
Smart.
And Romy can handle his own. He's a little OG.
You toughen him up.
Yeah. This isn't a sports question, but what is your relationship with social media? Because that seems at odds with, in my mind, like a religious life or whatever. And I'm not trying to pick at you. I'm just curious, like, how do you reconcile that?
Well, I think you always have a choice to have, to use things or let things use you. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people let social media use them. They get their esteem from it. They get their acclaim from it. They get their ups and their downs from it. We choose to use any method that the culture says works to get our message out. We're going to use it.
That's beautiful.
And the problem with faith in the past has been we have like not used certain things to our detriment. So it's like social media is bad. Well, it's like maybe we can say that.
You can use
anything.
it for good.
I would say,
got you.
Faith started social media.
Yeah,
like the Bible is the first social media,
the best-selling book of all time.
Right, but it's your first. We get the printing press. We send it out there. World
first Twitter feed.
Fire tweets.
But social media, is always what you.
John
want
had some bars.
Always what you want it to be. So I've taken different breaks here and there from social media. I think sometimes people get the wrong idea about certain things. So I'll dip in and out of social media.
Right. Okay, fine. Basketball. I don't know if people realize how ingrained you are into the hoops world. When you came on Brilliant Idiots, we couldn't really talk about it. You know what I mean? I don't know how much Charlotte knows about sports. A little bit. We're having a really fun conversation right now in a group chat where Charlamagne is convinced John Stockton is the best point guard ever.
And even though he's white, I can't even agree with that. Normally, I always tell people when it comes to basketball, I fight for the minorities. So typically, I'm fighting for John Stockton, but I can't even.
Bro, it's so funny because Van is on the group chat as well, and Van is just so triggered by it. And shout out to Van, but Van is just like he's looking at like players from the 70s, Oscar Robertson. He's just going deep in the vault.
Char's just sitting there like black privilege. Get it now.
No, I talked about this with my therapist.
Charlamagne, he didn't miss a game his whole career. He's just breaking out stats.
And he has that amazing voice, so when he says like those kind of stats, it just sound like they matter more.
He's texting him, but still, it's funny. It's funny to bust balls. But yeah, you are weirdly ingrained in NBA basketball.
Yeah.
And I say this weirdly because I don't know how you have time for it.
Yeah, I understand that.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It seems like the church is taking up a lot of time. You're either traveling or preaching all this stuff.
It is my job, yes.
But then all of a sudden, I see you hanging out. Some people know, obviously, you and Bieber, and we can get that to whatever.
Sure.
But I see you always with these guys. Mm-hmm. Clearly, you're working with the Nets a little bit.
Yeah, we're the official chaplain for the Nets.
Okay.
Did for like 5-6 years with the Knicks as well.
Right.
But now this year it's just
you got traded.
I mean, I'm a free agent.
Brooklyn is cooler. You know what I mean?
No,
Stop playing,
the Knicks have a chaplain that's been there for 30-some years. He's amazing. He's got it covered. And
Maybe he doesn't, because we've had a rough run for the last 30 years.
that's a different
Dude,
topic.
that is who we need to get rid of. Maybe it's not Dolan. Maybe it's Chaplin. What's his last name?
You will not get me to put that man on Front Street like that.
Well, I'm going to find out. I'm going to get
ahead.
to the bottom of
Good
this.
luck.
What is it? What year is it right now? 2018.
Yep.
Subtract 37. Where are we at?
Man, I opened
88?
up Pandora's
That's
box
88.
with this.
Yeah.
Damn, I thought we were going to get to
Now,
the
he was
last
also
Knicks
the chaplain
championship.
during our some great years.
Yeah.
Like when Patrick Ewing missed that layup.
Yep,
Layup,
when Charles
yeah.
Smith met Scottie Pippen.
Interesting. Maybe a couple more prayers that day, Chaplin.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Maybe more guys should have came to chapel.
That's true.
Ooh.
That being said, Nets aren't doing well either. Look,
We're actually doing fine.
okay. Religiously or playing? How well are you doing?
I'm gonna be honest. I couldn't even fact check you because the Nets have been irrelevant for so long that I didn't even think like they were still playing.
Well,
I
on a
was like,
basketball level, if you look at what Sean Marks has done in 2-3
They're
years,
actually set up okay.
it's unbelievable.
they're-
Not just okay, brother. This
They're
is
set up.
like-
They're set up well.
He was given the
Dog
giant
shit.
rusty anchor.
Yes,
around
yes,
his
yes.
neck,
Yes,
and he
yes.
somehow traded it. But
Yeah. No, you're actually set up okay. I think there was somebody saw tweeting about the other day, kind of brought to my attention. I forget his name. It will come to me. But yeah, and I was like, okay, maybe in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
You guys are kind of set up. We'll see what happens.
all right.
But whatever. We don't have to get into that. Why basketball? How do you know everybody in basketball? Why are you offering to get me sneakers and you can get all the sneakers? Why do we sit front row every single time we go to a game?
There are some cool perks to that. I think.
How? But how does this happen? Because you played at NC State?
Because there's a lot of Christians in the NBA. Firstly, so
Okay.
often with our church, you meet one guy. And then you meet another guy, and then before you know it, so it's just a regular relationship, and these guys just happen to play ball in the NBA. So what happens in the NBA circles sometimes is that if you find somebody you can trust, you probably won't tell somebody else about it because it's pretty rare.
Right.
In the NBA, my big advantage is I have nothing to gain from these guys. Like, I don't really care. We don't need anything from them. I appreciate the seats. I'll take the free shoes, but I'm good to go home.
I've said that about you before to Charlemagne. I think I might have even said on this show. You've never asked me for anything. You've only given me things. And it's an interesting relationship when you have that with someone, because especially when you're in entertainment, because it's usually constant asking.
Yep.
And then when someone just offers stuff, it's weird, but it's like, you're like, oh, this guy doesn't want anything from me. And it creates a really interesting bond. And it's kind of what happens at like Burning Man every year. Everybody just gives.
Right.
Nobody wants. It's like, I just want to give.
Yeah.
And you really connect to people
Yeah.
in that way through giving. It's something we try to promote
But these
here.
guys on a personal level, if their faith is important to them,
Yeah.
it's not just basketball. But I happen to love it, so it just is a really cool gift from God, really, to be able to work with guys who do what I love so much. So
Right.
and then you get to know coaches, you get to know some GMs, and people find out what you do and what you might be able to help them with, and the rest is kind of history.
Some guys that you're close with in the league.
Everybody good.
It's honestly true.
Everybody awesome.
KD, somebody you would say is close to you.
wouldn't have pegged
Most of the
KD
guys
as
that are really good, yeah, and then some guys that people wouldn't know.
Does a guy like KD, do you get, I probably got angry at you when he went to Golden State. I probably blamed you through text message.
Yeah.
Now, are you, was that your fault?
No, so Kevin, I'm.
Did you orchestrate that?
I'm in these guys' lives on a
Do you want to ruin
basis.
the NBA? Does Boogie Cousins need Jesus?
I was glad he did what was best for him. But Kevin is doing awesome.
Right.
And sometimes there are seasons where guys don't need much. They don't need help. They don't need. I'm here if they need me. And KD's been in a stretch where he's just. he is in a sweet spot, crushing life, doing well. But I remember back during that Golden State Oklahoma decision, I'm always a proponent of NBA players not letting the league hustle them. So if
What you mean by that?
Yeah.
Well, like for instance, if a team tries to use a loyalty card, I'm the first guy to say, that's great. Loyalty is great in the movies or in a book, but this is business.
I don't know how detailed you can get, but you would be one of the few people who could give us defensible things for Kevin Durant going to Golden State. So whatever you want to give us would be, whatever you want to say, like, because we don't know.
What am I defending? The best decision he could have made?
Because to us, it is...
Defend your theory that he should have stayed.
Yes.
Feel free to defend why he should have stayed.
Okay, so this is why the common fan who doesn't have athletic ability but watches every week
Right.
thinks Kevin Durant should stay. You were up 3-1 on these guys.
Mm-hmm.
You were essentially the man. You guys lost the lead. Russell Westbrook didn't play well, but neither did you. Run it back one more time. You can opt out, get more money. See if you can beat these guys before you up and join them.
So your premise is this is basketball. Basketball reasons is
Correct.
what you just gave me. But if you could triple your net worth, have a better living space for your soul, possibly expand in other
San
business.
Francisco's a better living space for my soul.
For KD.
Think about it though. So,
You're right. Bottom line is probably better for KD.
meaning,
Yeah, I think I got him pegged for that.
Okay,
Yeah,
so the basketball aspect of it, I don't think you're wrong. I think every basketball fan, including Kevin, would be like, I definitely would like to battle again. But his life is long,
Right.
So his goal is to use this dumb sport to what? Make as much money as you possibly can because the window is this small. So why waste? If that's the best.
So going to Golden State triples your net worth?
Go. You can do the stats on KD right now about his business ventures this year compared to maybe when he was in OKC.
And is it just because you're plugged into Silicon Valley, you're getting...
Markets are markets. They are what they are.
Yeah.
And he's got a guy named Rich Kleiman, who I don't know if you know, but
No.
he's his agent / business partner who added a whole avenue of wisdom that's helped him, I think, just step up to a different level. So when people talk basketball about why did he go, I get that. I understand that.
And also, as in
there's no salary cap, sorry to cut you, but there's no salary cap to what you invest in.
venture capital, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you're making whatever he's making, $30 million a year, whatever he's going to be able to make, that's fine. But if you own 10% of a tech startup that it gets evaluated at $1 billion, now this is, generational wealth. That's interesting. That's an interesting play if we're going to a city.
We're talking about coming out of the deep hood, where he was from, coming to a place now where he's
coming out in San Francisco.
He's setting up his grandchildren.
Right.
And beyond. So, but on a basketball level, you're not wrong.
And also,
nobody in their right mind would be like, "Oh, go back, rematch that thing, fight." But at the same time, if it was just about basketball, you're right. But I don't think it is.
This is one more argument I can make. As entertainers, we want to leave a legacy. You want to leave a legacy, obviously, too. But to me, the legacy of champion who slayed Goliath, as opposed to the guy who went and joined Goliath. My kids are going to be fine either way.
Legacies are subjective. That's the problem.
History is written by the winners. That's what I will say. At the end of the day, we're not looking back and...
I just thought if he had waited one more year, I don't think anybody would have blamed him. You wait one more year, you still don't do it? Cool.
You know what's funny? And maybe it'd be completely different, but I think people have already forgot that LeBron won a ring in Cleveland.
No.
I think they have. I think it's old news.
I don't think you're wrong.
It's just okay, he's in LA now. They lost again to the Warriors. I thought it was going to be a cataclysmic shift in basketball.
Yeah.
LeBron won again. Oh my God, this is crazy. It'd never be the same again. I think it solidified his legacy to a lot of people, but I don't think we're talking about it that much.
I would say
anymore.
day to day we can forget and people forget. I think there's been a shift in the way you can feel people perceive LeBron, I think. But also 5 years later, 10 years later, then we look at a history of your career in the grand scheme. But day to day, we get caught up in the day to day. Day to day, it's, the Lakers are 7-6. LeBron can't hit free throws. But then as you get away from his career, you're going to look back on it as a whole, as opposed to this myopic 1 or 2 day thing.
I think you just remember the amount of rings. I think most people can't tell you who Bill Russell won his rings against. The average person can't. They can tell you the amount, but they can't tell you who. The average person's not
overrated. That's the thing, though. Again, the motivation is what other people think. I think it's because that's everything we've talked about. That's legacy. That's what you've done. How many rings? At the end of the day, if you live your life like that, I think it's a pretty tough way.
So he goes there, right?
Yep.
He gets huge bump on the amount of money that he can make.
Correct.
He also wins some rings. This is win-win, etc.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I think the basketball purist in all of us, or the guy who's playing on the street, we want to run it back. Run it back one more time.
For sure.
Pegged as a second
completely
team.
understand.
He's pegged as a second
So
team.
would he.
For sure. Right? So that's fine. Does he ask for your consultation at all in a situation like that?
It just depends on the situation. He like I said, Kevin doesn't need a lot of that.
Can we get him to New York next year?
You know what? I mean, I would break every rule, every motto, every ethic I have if there was a chance.
Would you break that chaplain out of the Knicks' hands and then insert maybe yourself or somebody with a great voice?
Man, I think
A call
you never
from that
know.
Australian.
All I'll say is you just never know. And he proved that by going to Golden State. People
Right.
thought never in a million years, and Kevin's the type of guy who will shock people. So you just don't know.
Yes.
Now okay? Because I was curious when you said I would break every if I thought there was a chance. I didn't think there was a chance when you said that.
I mean, I don't know what he's going to do. I don't have any clue. But if there was like even a sliver of hope, man, I would.
Do you do the thing? One of my good friends is Christian. Do you do the thing when these guys ask you for advice? My best friend, shouts to Luther Jackson, very religious dude. Whenever I ask him for advice, he's like, you know, man, at the end of the day, you're going to do what you're going to do.
Luther sounds awesome.
Yeah, I mean, he's like, it's infuriating. I get upset, but he's like, but that's what people do.
Yeah.
And is that essentially the advice you give these guys? Or do you just say, like, listen, pray on it or whatever? I don't think you're out here giving, like, here's what I think.
No. I think my job, especially as a pastor, is to try to give perspective a lot of times.
Right.
And depending on how much advice you want, that dictates what I'm going to say. So some guys, you know, they want to hear some wisdom here, and the other guys are like, help me live my life different. Right. And then that's what they get. So, I mean, it just depends on, you know.
I will say, you did a wonderful job with Bieber. I mean,
I love New Bieber.
We were talking about this earlier because he didn't know that you had the effect on Bieber. But Bieber was in a bad way. He was in a bad place.
I got to say, Justin gets the credit for Justin. You know, I think it was.
I give you the credit.
Well, you're my.
And I think we could talk to Justin about Kevin coming to New York. I think that we can build a coalition to get Durant over here.
Justin worked his tail off to be.
He came to you?
I mean, I've known Justin since he was 14. So it's been a long journey.
Noticeable difference.
Yeah, but he worked his tail off for that, and it takes a lot of personal desire and discipline to get. I mean, no one will ever understand what it's like to have that life.
I can't even imagine.
He's the only pop star that will ever know what probably Michael Jackson might have felt like at times, like that level of fame. So the fact that even if he was like 90% a jerk, that would still be a miracle. Yeah. But not only is he not that, he's actually an amazing human, cares about people. Like this is unheard of.
Yeah.
Like he never had a childhood. He never had an adolescence.
Yeah.
He's never had a chance to breathe, and he still cares.
There's a first of all, I completely understand the misery. My buddy he had a joke. I forget exactly who it was. Maybe Mike Cannon, maybe Mike Feeney, maybe it was me. I forget. But we were talking about they're like, yeah, you know, Justin Bieber always seems angry. He's always upset. He's going crazy, and it's like. Yeah, he sings love songs to 12-year-olds. Like, if you are not upset every day that you have to sing love songs at 12-year-old girls.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Like, sing about sex to 12-year-olds.
You know what's weird? You go to one of his shows now, though?
They're adults.
You're looking at...
They done grown.
You're looking at Cougar Central.
They done grown.
Really?
Absolutely.
Well, that's what happens. Like NSYNC and all these guys, they still do like these boat cruises because finally their fans can be fucked, right? It's like it's like they had to wait 10 years, but then now they're legal, right? And it's like you did all the hard work. Yeah. Now you're on a cruise. Yeah. It might not be the most luxurious cruise, but at least you're with the fans that you can.
If you start seeing pictures of Bieber on a boat, you know things ain't.
Well, no, he's getting married now, right?
Oh, that's right.
If he was on a boat, he owned that thing. Plus the dock it came off of.
God bless.
You're right.
Probably the island too.
God bless him. I know. I thought it was really cool. And again, I don't know. I just see what the paparazzi posts and stuff like that. But I saw some paparazzi come up to him, and they were trying to trigger him and rile him up and that kind of stuff. And he just said, he's like, hey man, why are you doing this? Mm-hmm. Like he was really calm. And then the paparazzi guy was like, I'm just doing my job. And he goes, well, yeah, but you don't gotta. And the paparazzi dude was just speechless. He didn't have anything to say.
Yeah.
And he kind of just like moved his camera away and he kept on walking.
Yeah. You know, the metaphor, it's kind of like yelling at officials. It's never went well to yell at an official at Basketball City or at Madison Square Garden.
Talk about it.
I mean, it doesn't matter if you're in the NBA or you're at Basketball City. Like I've told guys that I love that play professional basketball, like where you can't, like in no time, in no place ever has berating an official gone well for you.
Carl.
It's what it's like with
it was a foul though.
I'm with you.
I got fouled.
I get technicals right now.
All the time.
Carl,
like
this guy yells at officials.
I'm okay with it. That's why I love it. Like we're the same cloth on that. Like
he might be the reason why we lose games.
Yeah, I am. Okay, I actually had to start wearing baggier shorts. There's racial prejudice.
I got a couple. Don't get me started on that. Don't even.
I'm the minority out there.
On the racial barriers we have to battle as white basketball players, especially.
Dude, when I wore high shorts, I get called for carry all the time. I bought extra baggy shorts that come below the knee. Haven't got called for a carry since.
Interesting.
Alex, is this a fact?
I think that's bullshit.
Alex, you don't know what it's like to be white and hooping.
You don't understand. Son, I get to the rim, and their minds are boggled that I could get that far without carrying the ball or traveling.
I'm reckless enough to
I don't know the
say
struggle.
that to an official. Like, you called that on me because I'm white.
You'll say that.
And I absolutely, slowly, and clearly. Refs are ready for that.
When they tee you up, do you hit them back with the cross?
Maybe.
Just bless them. But God bless you.
No, I think. But the problem is, okay. The worst thing that's ever happened on two levels.
Go.
Like, I used to go at refs, and one time I was at an NBA game, and right before the jump ball, the ref walked over and he was like, "Pastor Carl," I'm like, "It's like, you know, my nephew goes to your church, you know."
Oh no.
What you do, and I was like, "Mother." Can't say anything to 51 in these leagues. Same thing. So I always check with the ref, and sometimes they'll either know about our church, whatever. So right then, you know, I know I'm in trouble because I gotta let it ride.
Yeah. That's what we need is more diversity in refs. Get some Hindus out there. You know they're not coming to church.
Yeah.
No.
Just dig in. Eat some pork, buddy. You're looking tired out there.
Also, we're pretty submissive, so you probably, you know what I mean? We'll probably let you have your way.
No, you're right, Carl. You're right. I'll get him next time.
But it's the funniest case study. So
They just hit you with the Bieber? Why would you be so upset about this call?
I'm on I got a team in a hood league in Jersey, like not hood, but like it's actually shout out
Jersey is a hood league.
There's some hood leagues.
The whole state is a hood
my
league.
guys that run Hoopsville are they're awesome, but
It's called
I'm on a
Hoopsville.
team, so my guys there are they're some of the guys are still really street. In one game, 4 out of our 6 guys got ejected. And so I obviously had to get thrown out too. Like, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
So we got outside and I'm like, guys, I love you to death. I will lie on the stand for you, right? But the name
You'll lie on the
Heard that?
Bible?
the name
No,
on
the stand.
Yeah, but they, you know that.
The name on the scoreboard says Hillsong Church. So here's my problem with all of us getting ejected. And I'm cool with it this one time, but can we please not let it get that far ever again? Because it was like, I mean, I'm literally, they're cussing the refs out, about to fight a ref, and everyone gets in on it. So I asked the ref if he could throw me out. I'm like, throw me out. Just do me a solid. But yeah, so it's a funny paradox to like try to manage that. But that Jersey league out there is real.
I'm not
There's
surprised
so many
at all.
hoopers.
I'm not surprised that you're in the hood league because when we went to a game, I think it was the Nets game. We're walking down. I think we're into one of the aisles. I forget what it was, and there are these 2 dudes, big gold chain, and some dreads. And Carl just walks by him. He goes, "Yo, let me hold your chain." And the dude goes, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, give me your chain." And the guy's like, "What's going on with this guy?" And he's like, "Nah, just fuck with you, boy." And the guy's like, "Yo, you crazy, bro." I was like, "This motherfucker fearless, bro." We in Brooklyn.
But the other thing I do
He
is
only feared God, dog.
I stack all my teams. So if I hoop with you somewhere at LA Fitness and you can play, right away, can I get your number?
Really?
Absolutely.
So you're recruiting still?
all
He
the
never
Recruiting
signed.
for the church. Recruiting for
basketball first. If you
Then Jesus
steady
gets
your
some.
soul second. Like, I'm trying to get W's in basketball city. So, what's your name? Where are you from? But yeah, it's one of the best relationships I have.
Carl sends me clips of him hooping.
Yo, are you in
40-foot
Andrew's
threes.
league where
No.
they tape all
He
the
thinks
games?
my league's trash. Yo, this league where you hitting the 40-foot threes, a lot of scientists.
Wrong.
Lot
That's
of
your league.
scientists.
That's the top league. You know this.
That's not the
this
top
is easy
league.
to find.
That's scientists in that one, bro.
Those brothers were Cornell and Princeton alum.
Brothers, it was all Jews.
Correct.
It was all Jews.
The one guy, there's a guy on that team that we play, by the way, who just graduated.
That
from
invented
Princeton. Killing.
Snapchat.
But no, that league is the best. It's the top
I
league.
gotta get it out. 'Cause
What's the name of your league?
It's the
Basketball City. We live in the same league.
We're not though.
Yo.
You're on a
Wow.
Okay, if there's 3
Hold up,
teams.
hold up.
I checked,
Can we get Andrew and Carl one-on-one?
Hold up. Listen, Carl already knows what I do one-on-one. That's how we met.
We could do that. Oh, that's how you guys met.
Oh.
I watched him play Jay Will.
And what's the weakness in his game, you thought?
I love.
What could you expose?
Hold on one second. Let me just show this one little clip. Hold
This
on.
is you?
I'm not gonna lie. This one was kind of nasty. So here's a clip. I don't know. Everybody looks like a bum to me.
Which one is Lentz?
You're gonna see rebound, pass out to Carl, who's basically at half court, and we hoisting.
Oh,
It's
splash.
an and one, yeah. But
He said and one.
Brett didn't call it. I kept telling him, you didn't think I was going to shoot it. That's why you didn't call it.
Okay, Jumper,
but
nice.
True story.
Yes.
That's the top league of basketball.
It's crazy
city.
how you
You're
break
in the tier
stereotypes
down.
that you're good at threes.
I should be in multiple tiers down.
I know, but I'm just saying that's.
You mean there's just one tier higher for me?
You should play in the.
Let me ask you a question, because we have some bums on the team, and when you get into the higher divisions, everybody got a hoop. You can't have any one person that can't.
So let me tell you a story real quick. So I told some of the guys I brought from Jersey, I'm like, don't be fooled by these big white boys. They've been playing ball, high level D1, and sure enough, we got beat by 40 one time. Now I got a team full of all stars in the playground, but you go in that league right there, they're gonna run backdoor screens. They're running like flex offenses, and you find yourself looking stupid quick.
Yeah. No, it's good competition, but I feel like there's a league there that's like almost semi-pro.
That's what I'm talking about.
Are you sure?
100%.
That's the league you're in.
Well, that's not the one we're in.
I know.
I asked us to go down.
Yeah.
I want to go further down.
I see those games before. I'm like, that's where I should be.
Yeah, you need to come play with us. Dude, it's the 35s. I
see it, bro.
We're 30s. We're 30s. And then sometimes we play like guys that are young, but they're short.
I see it, bro.
So, and you just bully them. I play in the block.
I just turned 40. I want to do it, but I also feel like I couldn't look myself in the mirror if I went down to that league.
Get rid of the mirror. It's overrated, the mirror, bro. I think what you need to do is just see what it's like to just hoist.
I feel what you're saying right
hoist.
now. But I do that in the semi-pro league.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
That's why you lose by 40.
Sometimes.
We're going to win. Okay. Come in. Come down.
I'm almost convinced.
Am I a good recruiter?
Yeah.
Hold on.
If we play one-on-one.
Here's 5 bitches. All in NC State.
You gave Jay Will a pretty good game.
Bro, the J. Will thing was so funny, man.
Give him credit for giving J. Will 1 point, bro.
This guy's hating him,
Yo,
bro.
you gave him 1 point.
Do you know I freed him from jail? Do you know I freed him from Swedish prison?
No,
what does God say about jealousy?
What does that have to do with basketball, though?
All I'm trying to say is God been looking out for me, bro.
Hey,
and he's let me bless you.
I mean, Jay Will worked up a sweat, had to play relatively hard. So
his ankle was sore, bro.
He scored 6 points, though.
You know, Jay Will still gets major buckets he's still amazing. He just can't. After about 20 minutes, he's got to sit.
Really? Why? Because the ankle just gives up.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Same burst, everything, but all of a sudden he'll just go and take his shoe off and be like, it sucks, but he's still that much better right now.
Yeah, I didn't feel that way at all. I felt like he was a bum when I played him, bro. I let him score 6 just to keep it interesting, and then I hit my little teardrop like I always do. As he crossed teardrop.
We'll do it for charity.
Let's do it.
Me and Schultz.
No threes. Okay. You're not allowed to shoot any threes.
Okay.
Not allowed to shoot any threes? They don't count for 3.
Neither.
They don't count for 2.
I don't like playing D that far out.
Some guys call me the mid-range gangster for a reason.
Ooh, damn.
Who calls you that? We need to get a bigger gig. Yeah, no. Shitty ass.
Can't let that ride up. Okay.
Mid-range
Minister
gangster.
of Defense, that's you.
Yo, all right. No, can you play? Can you D up at all?
Yeah, if I had to.
Really?
I play D like twice a year.
I'm with you on that. Come down to my league. Come down to my league. One time a year tops that you're playing D,
are
bro.
you saying that you don't like unfair stereotypes about white players, but you shoot a lot of threes and don't play defense?
Yeah, that's how I break the stereotype. That's exactly how I break the stereotype. But I will say this: the ref told
and you
me
coach your players after they get thrown out.
I've never seen somebody take as many charges as you. My whole
You got
time.
the whitest game ever, Carl.
At 40, Carl, you can't be taking charges, bro.
I will.
You got to protect
ball
the body.
Is still life. I will take a charge. I will dive on a loose ball. I will cheat. I will do it all right now in these boots.
Is taking the charge the like laying on the cross of basketball?
Yeah, and it still feels as good as it always did.
You got to hit that and then just go open your arms.
I'm so good at it. I'm so good at it.
Yo, that's how you got to take all charges, bro. You be legendary.
Yo, they tape your games? You got to have one of you taking the cross, and then as you're falling, go slow motion, black and white, and
happens, bro.
I need you in my life. That's
okay.
That's a really good idea. Yeah.
Little conspiracy theory going around the NBA. While we have you, I don't know how much time we have you for, but you.
I'm here until you say otherwise.
Oh my God! Don't say that. Then we doing it. Okay. Little conspiracy theory going on in the NBA. I originally brought you here because I wanted.
I think we should still do it. I think he's.
We're gonna still do it. I think that I wanted us to all come together and pray for Melo.
Okay.
That's why we have our basketball here with the Melo headband.
I see it.
That's why we all wore hoodies. I mean, so we just you have a hoodie.
You got a hood on.
We even brought a headband for you if you wanted, but you don't have to. It's really up to you. I'm gonna put my headphone on. And we wanted to say a prayer for Melo. What? Hold on.
You got the lighter, buddy?
KB, you want to get in, my brother?
Can you get another Diet Mountain Dew?
Okay, ready?
Give me the context of what we're doing first.
Okay.
I mean, you watch basketball.
Yeah,
You know,
I love Melo.
we want to pray for Melo and hope that he finds either the humility that he needs to come off that bench and remove the ego and add to a team, or just
Defense.
retires. How do you feel about that?
I still think Melo's one of the. I mean, he's a bucket getter.
Yes.
He's going to find the right team.
They're in China.
I think the right team is
There's a
on
team
your
in
basketball
China.
city league.
No.
I think that's the right.
Shanghai. Shanghai.
I
Great.
think
Him and
Melo
Jimmer
has-
Fredette.
I think Melo's got some good buckets in him still.
Okay.
Yeah, at basketball city.
Carl, line's a sin, all right?
Okay. What can we pray for him? What
We
can
can
we
pray that God blesses his life, keeps him safe, continues to give him wisdom.
Okay, let's do that. I like that too.
We're going to pray.
Okay. Let
You light the candle?
that candle. Do you guys do candles in Hillside? I didn't see a lot of
You
candles.
can bring a candle if you want.
All right.
You can bring a chimney. You can do whatever you want.
God bless it. Okay, let's hold hands.
Okay.
Alex, we would have you here, but you know, you're a sinner, bro.
Who's praying first?
You. I think you lead
I think
it.
you lead us. You're the prayer man.
Okay. Well, Lord, we pray for Carmelo Anthony, that you keep him safe, help him to continue to be a phenomenal dad. Thank you that he's a blessing to every community he's ever been in as a player. And we believe he's going to have some great chapters yet to come in his NBA career. Buckets for days. In Jesus' name we pray.
Can we pray for defense too?
That was I was thinking. Dad
Lord,
is the wrong D that I was thinking.
Other D's. There's other D's.
We're going to add defense.
Yeah.
May he have a defensive resurgence even.
Yes, a defense resurgence.
In your name, we pray
And then
before
also-
he takes us further.
What about just rebounds without the fuck out of here? I got it. Just like an regular.
I like it when he does that. I refuse to pray against
Okay,
that.
we won't. We won't
Just
pray
maybe
for
he
that.
comes
That's
down
fair.
with it after that, though.
Yeah, he
Pray
doesn't.
that Carmelo comes down with even more rebounds than he does now.
And do we? And also maybe if we could just add on a little addition that he continues to play basketball in Asia.
Lord, I reject that last statement from Andrew Schulz. We pray that
We just want to trade
Carmelo
Jimmer
continues
Fredette
to hoop
for.
here.
We just want to trade him. Trimmer
I think
for
you should-
Carmelo.
And I'm going to back out of this prayer, Lord.
Well,
now.
we're last thing. Can we pray that he finds happiness in Golden State where they have enough championships?
Is that?
Lord, if Golden State is your will for Carmelo, let it be. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right, to the dome 3 times. Okay, we did it. Thank you. Now, do we leave that on? We'll leave that on.
Let's leave it on. Why not?
Rumor has it that Melo is not the issue in Houston.
This is going to be tough for me to navigate.
Oh, he knows.
I don't want to put you in any, you're my guy.
I got you.
I'm not the
Can
one
you
who's
say
here
why
to,
it's tough
just
for you
real
to
quick,
navigate?
I'm not here the
Pressure,
one to
dude,
put
yeah.
you in any position. I value our friendship way more than that.
appreciate
You don't
it.
want to speak anything.
I got you.
You don't know.
Go ahead. Continue with your premise, though, because
All-
you're really a good premise leader.
Okay, because what I've heard, obviously
As a
Dwayne
strong
Wade
man.
sent it out there.
Yep.
He said, they're making Melo the fall guy in Houston when it's not Melo.
Hello.
Steven Jackson comes out. He says, they're trying to blacklist Melo. It's not Melo. Rumor has it Harden is the issue.
I think
Man took a swig of water before.
no. That's just because I was on a plane from Boise, Idaho.
okay.
And also that prayer. You needed
thought-
to
yeah,
really
it took a lot out of me.
summon
You know, it took a lot.
all
out
of
You
it.
lied a little bit about Melo's skill in that prayer. God
did
probably
not
just
lie.
took your,
I did not
made you
lie.
thirsty. He got upset. He said, "Carl, you do still sin."
It's hot down there, ain't it, Carl? It gets hot when you lie.
Melo is an awesome dude.
I believe that.
I think
We should point that out. This is a dude that
Well,
is
y'all
great for the
respect-
community.
I mean, you have the right-
Everybody
you have the
respects
right-
Melo
you
in
have the
terms
right
of who he
to
does.
talk about stuff that's real.
We're only talking about basketball with Melo.
Yeah.
Community guy,
that.
always been charitable,
You have the
always been
right-
invested.
I mean, Melo would be this. He would talk about his stats the same way you are. They're there.
Melo's
stats
really-
are stats. Stats don't lie.
He's
Yes.
really like Robin Hood because he gives to the community by stealing from every organization he plays for.
Melo's still pretty hood though. You might run
I
into him
know,
on these
I know,
streets, all right? So
I
be
know.
careful.
The danger of being my size is that I'm my size. The beauty of it is just like really, you don't beat up somebody this small.
Come
do you?
on, look at this
It's
guy.
embarrassing. It's
Yeah.
like beating up a child on a short bus.
No, they got
Okay,
too much
so
in common.
here's the thing with
Love
NBA.
Honey Nut Cheerios.
The NBA, the NBA, ready for this? Lord have mercy. Kathy Lentz, this is why I told you not to download this podcast. My mom is in town. She said, "Can I come?" I said, "Mom, you cannot come." She said, "Can I listen?" I said, "You can. You're gonna love Andrew when you meet him."
At the 53rd minute.
But I feel like the content of this podcast. But my mom, the moment she meets you, she'll go to war for you.
Oh, I love it.
My mom will still go at people on Instagram to this day.
Really?
Like, I'll look at some feed and my mom will be like, "You don't know my son."
That's dope.
But tell us, what do you
Okay, so I think Houston is a good micro shot of the macro NBA problem, which is ISO players who want theirs, accept no blame, but want all the credit. That's the NBA problem. So you put mega stars, and James Harden is a great player. Chris Paul's a great player. You add Melo.
Pseudo
you got
megastar.
Eric Gordon. You got a Gerald Green coming off the bench. You got PJ Tucker, who's an old vet.
love PJ?
It's a lot of personalities. Okay. That's why this hat is on my head for one reason. T.Y. Chandler, my brother.
Love Tyson.
I love
Great
I'm a
seeing him
Mavs
get that
fan,
block.
man.
You have to have, with that many personalities, you have to have a guy who has the respect that you can gather. You can gather personalities, and they're going to listen. Houston, I don't know if they have that.
So there's no veteran leadership out there?
There is veteran leadership, but it's just different. Like it's, I don't know. But I agree with whoever said that about. I don't think Melo's Melo. You know what you get with Melo. He's not the problem. But
So why? What I didn't understand about Steven Jackson's post. I don't know if you saw him.
I didn't see it.
But he was talking on Instagram about they're blackballing Melo. They want to get him out of the
Can you look
league.
up Steven Jackson's post?
And basically, what I asked Steven was, what does the league get out of this? Like, if you're going to blackball someone, I understand that. There's usually a reason. Like, why is Lance still in the league? Why is JaVale?
I don't think there's it's not like a Kaepernick real blackball at all.
Yeah.
No.
I think it's just, sorry to interrupt, but who would you rather blame for a problem? Your superstar franchise cornerstone?
I understand why the team is doing it. I don't understand why the league was doing it, and that's what he was saying, that the league was doing it.
I don't think the league has anything to do with anything that's happening with Melo and the Rockets at all. I don't think there's some conspiracy like get Melo out of the league. Why would they do that?
It didn't make sense for me.
He still sells jerseys. He's still a superstar.
Right.
So
I'm going to be honest. I actually wanted to dress up as Melo for Halloween. I couldn't find a jersey even at the NBA store. So he doesn't sell jerseys.
But you got to understand.
Unless you customize your own
I think
jersey.
Steven Jackson makes some good points, but he also has a very skewered view of the NBA.
Right.
This is the guy that, was in an iconic brawl.
Right.
Who lost his livelihood for a year for backing up his boy. Like, so the way he thinks about the NBA with good reason is different.
Yes.
So he would be quicker to think this might be a conspiracy.
So your take on Melo being released?
I think that Melo would have just probably seen the writing on the wall and been like, I'm not going to mesh here, and I want to go somewhere where I can.
Oh, Melo asked for it, not the organization.
I don't know.
This is the assumption again.
My assumption would be Melo. He is who he is at this point in his career, and I think that he's big enough to go. Let's just both agree maybe this ain't gonna work. I don't know.
Does he still think he'll have a shot at playing in the league this year?
Yes, without a doubt.
Do you think he'll get picked up?
Without a doubt.
Where do you want him to go as a fan?
I would like to see him in a role where he can come in and be Olympic Melo.
My issue with Olympic Melo is,
and
Melo in general, is the 3-point line in the NBA is out of his range. It's not in FIBA and it's not in college, but that extra foot or foot and a half, whatever it is slightly out of his range.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, he just can't knock it down with consistency. His mid-range is a college 3. His mid-range at times is a FIBA 3. But that NBA 3...
Oh, I should have brought you some of those runs this summer with Chris Brickley, who you need to have on the show.
we watched them. I would love to bring him on. But the runs from the gym over on the west side?
Yes.
Yeah, hook that up. That'd be great.
But if you watch Melo in that setting, he's such a monster. It's amazing. Like I think that the back down, mid-range, mid-post, obviously it's gone. Doesn't exist. Right. But my gosh, when you see Melo just chew up these guys, it's still fun to see.
He's undeniably one of the best ISO players in the history of the game. We had a friend of ours, and I was talking to a friend, I forget exactly, but he goes, if Melo is in the league during Jordan's heyday, Jordan doesn't have 6 rings. Now, that's a big thing to say, but he thought that his game was so perfectly suited for that style of basketball that Jordan might not have the same amount of rings.
Here's why I think Melo could have a good season somewhere, because there's going to be some coach like D'Antoni doesn't have to do this. Daryl Morey, they don't need to do this. They're good. But if I'm a middling team and I'm a good coach, I'm taking on this project. I'm going, all right, like you would use a specialized
middling team like Oklahoma City Thunder, like the New York Knicks 6 years ago. Middling teams.
Maybe, but I'm saying, here's what I'd like from you: 20 minutes a game. Shoot it every time you touch it. We're gonna play a zone, whatever it takes. I'm gonna gamble because I got nothing to lose. But these teams have something to lose. That's a risk because you're talking about chemistry, you're talking about flow. But if your team sucks, please let me. I'll see if Melo's got something in the tank. I mean, I'd rather watch him shoot than whoever they have right now, who's an average
right.
Joe.
76ers showing interest
In Melo?
Yeah,
I'm doing it.
Whoa,
I'm doing it.
Why?
Whoa.
Why Sixers?
Think about who they don't have this year that they had last year. Think about it, especially with Covington gone. Who is that? Who's coming off the bench to hit big shots right now? If Redick gets in foul trouble, if Butler, isn't having a good game, like to have a guy who can come in and get you 20 on a young.
So you
young
have him
team?
come off the bench, and then you have him be like be a 4.
Shoot, do what you do. It's your world when you're on there in that second unit, third, whatever it is. Like some games, like what he did against the Nets. Like,
so I think that was the beginning of the end.
Maybe.
So he has this game. Harden sits. He comes out. He drops 28 against the Nets. Plays a great game, and he's playing Melo ball. Right, they're just giving him an pose. It's an antiquated part of the game, but he's hooping, and I think that inflated the ego. And these guys have egos.
Yep.
I think that inflated the ego enough where he started chirping.
I can do this. Yeah.
I can
Adrian
tell
Peterson, I won it 40 times.
Hey, give it to me.
Right.
I don't care if I'm 32. I don't care if I'm 30. I give it to me. And I think now he's talking to D'Antoni. Now he's talking to the organization.
Yeah.
He's talking to everybody in practice, and they're like,
Maybe.
This is what we cannot have. Because before that, he was on board with whatever they were doing.
But I think the trade-off is if you are going to take Melo on, don't try to have him fit in.
Right.
You fit into him.
Yes.
And this dude has proven that other style isn't going to work.
Right.
Like, so if you're going to take a chance on Melo, it's got to be the Melo that he thinks, not the Melo you want him to be.
The problem now is how many teams are willing to fit their system around a backup 4.
That's what I was just wondering.
I don't know.
Your
But
game
that's what
planning.
I'm saying.
You got to
Because
hope you have that system
nothing
already.
to lose.
Yeah. Yo, what about Utah? Utah runs
Bro,
that slow down offense.
There's a bunch of teams that I think he could slide right in and just ball.
If he thought he was bored in OKC, it's about to go down.
OKC, I can't believe that organization, they run a really tight ship.
Yeah.
The moment they had that press conference where he laughed,
You knew it was a wrap.
I was like, oh my gosh, like that's just so not. OKC is like a college team. I mean, it is. I mean, back in the day, Kevin couldn't
When
wear.
you say that, you mean not
Wait,
good
hold
enough
on,
to win in
hold
the pros?
No, I mean like they have like rules. They have stuff you can say. You can't say we're wearing the same color shoes. We're wearing suits to the like. They just run a really.
What were you saying back in the day with Kevin?
Like he couldn't wear some signature shoes. They wouldn't even break the rules for him. So it's like that's their value though. Their cultural value is this is who we are. This is what we do.
So they're not willing to break the rules for Kevin. They're fucking superstar guard. No, guards. Sorry. They're superstar everything. Whatever position he wants to play. That has to play into the decision to leave.
No, because I mean, like I know Presti for one.
Hold on. Sorry to bring back. They let Russell Westbrook wear whatever the fuck he wants to the game.
Yeah.
Now.
Oh, but that didn't happen before?
Changed. Like they're not like an old albatross organization. They'll flow with the times. I'm saying as a culture though. Some teams are more like, Golden State's a real loose locker room, real loose culture. Like you do what you want as long as the product is there.
That's the idea behind most startups, really.
Right.
Go to the meeting.
Other
best that you want.
organizations are a little old school with like timesheets, right?
Right.
Some offices in New York, you got to sign a timesheet. Like we trust you, but sign a timesheet. That's our value. Other ones, there's no cubicles. It's a free flowing, office space, right?
Yeah.
So that OKC would be more like a traditional, high value, just button down organization.
And do you think it's possible that a player of Kevin's caliber can look at a situation and go, hey, I'm a superstar. I can get that treatment that I want in other places, or at least be part of a franchise that's going to be more open where I can act whatever I want?
I don't know. Maybe.
If I'm a superstar and I'm looking at this team that's not bending for me about a signature fucking sneaker, do you know what I mean? And then my teammate is dressing like one of these.
Well, maybe it was a bad metaphor or analogy because those are apples and oranges. My point was they have like strict rules, strict culture values.
Right.
And the moment he said that, like that's not going to fly in OKC. You can't laugh off a question about what is a very realistic thing.
Yes.
Might you come off the bench and Melo looks to whoever's like, do you hear this guy come off the bench? Like, I knew right away. I was like, man, I don't know if that's going to work.
Now, do you say that to these guys if you're plugged in with them? Do you hit them up or you just
Not really.
You just have your
Again,
opinion,
like I'm not here to be anything but a voice that you ask for.
right.
If someone said, how should I handle it? I'd be like, I probably,
All right, fine. Jimmy Butler, big trade.
Jimmy Buckets.
Jimmy Bucket.
We love Jimmy Buckets.
We're huge Jimmy Buckets.
It took that long for somebody to do that. I mean, it's the
Houston
greatest move
offers
Philly's
4
ever
first
made.
rounders.
So Houston offers 4 first rounders. Now, granted, they can't be in a row because of the CBA says you can't do. There has to be every other year.
I'm gonna
Still,
tell you what happened with this.
go.
They called that owner's bluff because that owner kept thinking that he could just no, and the value will keep rising. No, and the value will keep rising. He was wrong. He ended up with 2 okay guys, but I mean, they got blown out with that trade.
I mean, that's the worst trade I've seen in years.
That owner meaning the owner of the Timberwolves.
Yep.
And Tibbs is the guy who's really doing the.
Tibbs was trying to make it work. Yeah. So think about this. So if you get a really good trade offer, like 4 first rounders, like, I mean, if you could see the end of the line, you're making that deal. But if you think, we can get more. Nah, not really.
I've never seen more than 4
You
first
lose your
rounders.
leverage. And so I think that's what happened with the Butler thing. Like, nobody thought that Jimmy Butler would stick to his guns like that. He really did.
Wait a minute, that Jimmy would stick to his guns like that.
I mean, you'd think most guys would bend and like kind of fit in, but this dude kept on.
I have on good authority that Jimmy told Thibodeau, I don't care if we go 82-0. I'm not re-signing.
Was there a reason?
A bunch.
Thibodeau takes your ACLs.
So here's what I thought was interesting. I saw 2 things the day before the trade. First, I saw a quote that said something like, I played 42 minutes tonight. And then a reporter said, what does that mean? He said something like, it's too many fucking minutes. And something like that. And that was a shot at Tibbs. Tibbs need to take me out of the game. And then there was a meme, sorry, real quick, of Jimmy Butler. Not today. Jimmy Butler literally throwing the ball on Andre Wiggins' head, it looks like. And then Andre Wiggins is closing his eyes. And the meme is something like, this motherfucker's not throwing a ball at my head right now. But it was exactly what is actually happening. And then the next day, this trade happens.
I just don't think they liked each other. And if you're a superstar, you don't have to stay. And I think he saw that they're giving money to these guys that I don't really like.
Yeah. He doesn't like Cat.
The cornerstones.
Right.
So, I mean, once you see that, it's like, cool. This is where we're going. I want out.
Cat's beta, man. I was surprised to see that, but Jimmy just ate through that guy.
That's how he's going to eat through Markelle Fultz.
We'll get to that in a second, but it's like, I know, we're going to get to another prayer. Do we have more candles? I don't know if we have enough candles. But I think that he was just a shell of himself, Cat.
Yeah.
I mean, Cat went from last year calling himself the best player in the league to this year not even be able to put up shot, to asking himself to be taken out of the game after he airballed a 3. Mm-hmm. And that's what happens. Like, some guys can't handle that alpha energy.
He's
a dog.
He's got Kobe energy.
He's got Kobe energy. He's got Jordan energy.
Like, I want to fight. I want to fight you right now in practice. Right? Some guys are not built like that.
All of these young guys aren't built like that.
You're not wrong.
And
not wrong.
And to be honest, I mean, we had this conversation on this very podcast, but I think that really hurt Kobe towards the end of his career because he just didn't know how to motivate the younger generation of player.
Yep.
Whereas LeBron doesn't come at you. LeBron does a handshake with you. LeBron is like your favorite teacher in elementary.
LeBron's a genius, though. So
yes.
He's willing to modify enough and still be who he is. Like, LeBron is he will still cut you. He will still get you shipped out in an hour.
Right.
But you won't know it. That's the difference. That's how he's molded. So he'll try, but at the end of the day, if you don't do what he wants, you're done, right? But most guys are like that. From Kobe was like that all,
in your
let
face.
You know, before you set foot in the locker room, if you don't produce, you're done. Show me. I think LeBron now is such a good leader where he'll figure out, how can I at least give this a shot? How can I make this guy feel like he's loved, welcomed, whatever? And then if you don't produce, you get the true.
Do the guys in Philly are they at all concerned that Jimmy will eat through their young guys as well?
They got guys like JJ Redick in that locker room, bro. Like they got, I mean, Brett Brown, who's I think an awesome coach.
Yeah.
He's too strong of a leader. So sometimes in the NBA, the coolest coaches, I don't know. Like Steve Kerr will cuss you out to your face.
Really?
Did not know that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Really?
So the coaches that are kind of like, the cool guys, like they don't really go anywhere. They don't really. I mean,
you consider Brett a cool guy?
Brett Brown?
Yeah,
I do, but I also know he'll dog cuss you.
He's saying Brett will go nose to nose with you.
And so will Steve.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I'm trying to understand, are they the cool coaches you're talking about? Oh.
I mean, you know how some coaches, they try to get a player's coach and they try to just.
I see Steve is that way.
That's what I thought, Steve.
But it works though. I think the value in Golden State is Steve Kerr will cuss you out to your face and he'll encourage you to your face. He's not going to go behind closed doors and cuss out the star where nobody can see it and only cuss out the other guys. Like he's consistent.
So Steve is cursing the players out.
I mean, I don't know that to be true. What I know to be true is that he is direct dude. Yes. So he's the first one to roll the ball out and be like, Steph got 50, shoot that thing from half court. But also the guy who will let you know on the way back, like that's not what we do. He's not afraid to do that. I think guys respect that in the NBA now more than ever.
Why?
Because there's not a lot of real relationship out there. I think it can get really disingenuous really quick. And I think
yes. You're the star of the team, and I'm going to butter you up because my job depends on it.
So you're going to get on me for not playing D, but we're here watching film with this dude being lazy nine times in a row. You're not going to say a word? Slowly but surely, the fabric starts to rip. Brett Brown, JJ Redick, who's kind of bringing guys through in that culture.
Isn't Tibbs he seems like, I mean, he'll destroy your career as quickly as he can. He seems pretty hard-nosed. He seems like he's not going to try to be your best friend.
I think those coaches are Bobby Knight dinosaurs. There was a shift a couple years ago in college where it used to be my way or the highway, right? And then coaches started to realize that doesn't work anymore. I can't throw a chair at you and cuss you out. That doesn't endear me to you. That new generation, you need to go to their house. You need to know their mom's name. You need to know where their grandma lives. You need to find a book that's going to matter to them. A lot of coaches are too proud to do that. But Calipari...
And you think Tibbs is too proud to do that?
I don't know that guy.
Tibbs is a sociopath.
If you're making NBA guys practice like the teams that Tibbs coaches practice,
So there's a line between you too friendly and
I think so.
Tibbs.
I think
that line is Steve
I think
Kerr.
whoever you are, you got to be that all the time.
Right.
That would be the baseline for that.
Markelle Fultz, how much longer? Do you see the most recent clip?
No.
I'll bring it up. But how much longer do we think?
If you get drafted that
Has he
high,
reached out to you?
I don't know, Markelle.
Do you think you should reach out to him maybe?
God bless him.
You got a lot of Bible scripture, man.
I don't know him at all. I'm sure he's a great guy. It's just he's in a tough spot.
Look at this.
Oh, no.
Yeah. He pump faked a free throw.
An angel fouled him.
So, I mean, like, what are we talking about? Is this?
Well, I have a theory, though. That, I mean, two things I would never do as an NBA team. I'm not drafting a dude who can't shoot. And when I say shoot, I mean shoot.
Lights out.
And I'm not drafting a big guy who's fat. Ever.
Right.
But yet, NBA guys, they do it all the time. Because if you're fat in college,
forget it.
Before you get paid, oh, right. So this guy who's not disciplined now with his whole life in front of him, you're going to give him $100 million and now he's going to stop eating gummy worms every night? It's not going to happen. So Markelle Fultz, I know that he got, 25-something a game at Washington? I would have looked only at his shooting percentage. Because in the NBA, if you can't shoot, you can't.
Wasn't he known as a shooter?
But he could shoot. Not known well, but he could shoot. He was a scorer. He could get buckets.
He wasn't a shooter.
But he has some sort of disability.
I don't know what happened. It's the craziest thing. It's a mystery. I don't think anybody knows.
It's a nerve thing in his shoulder. Guaranteed what it is. You know, sometimes like
now you're talking truth because my guy Landry Fields.
Yeah, Landry's done because of it. The elbow, right?
It was awful.
Yeah.
There's nothing he could do. Like he went from being an amazing.
He was a good shooter. He was
phenomenal.
Yeah.
But he just couldn't. This just didn't. It never came.
And then he tried to switch and shoot with the left, and he had physique. I remember it. He was up with the Raptors for a little bit, right? And so yeah, I think what's happening with him is It's something in his joint or something in his shoulder joint. And
You might not be wrong here.
when he lifts, I think he doesn't have the control that you and I have. We can slowly lift.
Something's up.
And I think what happens is he pulls up and it yanks back.
But credit to Brett Brown.
Yeah.
Credit to Philly for not bailing on the young guy. Like, after this year, I don't know what's going to happen. But I know they've given this
Giving him
guy
2 years.
2 years, which to me, that says something about an organization.
I mean, if I was them and I, for whatever reason, wanted to keep Covington or whoever, I just said, listen, I'll trade you Markelle and a second-round pick for Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler is going to eat Markelle Fultz. We don't need him here. Also, Markelle and Cat will get along great. Both nice guys. Good energy.
Yeah.
Nobody's yelling at anybody. Got a lot of potential. Take him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep Covington.
But this move here, big.
Tyson.
T.Y. Chandler.
Yeah, because he establishes the culture, right?
I mean, he already won him a
reinforces
game.
the culture.
Did he ever?
I'm a
My
Mavs
gosh.
fan, so like I
Great
love
block.
Tyson Chandler.
Your take on the Lakers. Can that be held together, that band of misfits, that Justice League?
Also, is LeBron one of your guys that you...
I know LeBron. I wouldn't say that I know him like I know some other guys.
Right, okay.
But for what I know of him, he's a boss, man. He's changed the NBA landscape.
He really
What do
has.
you mean?
Business. I mean, no one has ever had a business model like LeBron James. Think about what he's done. He took his boys, his crew, and they run the world. Like, you can't touch the way that they operate. I mean, every guy that's been attached to LeBron has succeeded, whether it's Mav Carter and beyond. But just what he's done, I think it's just phenomenal.
To basketball specifically, business-wise of basketball.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a conflict of interest that he's partners in an agency to represent players and he's also a player in the
I
game?
love it. I love it how he pushes those envelopes.
Right.
Like, I like to see these leagues start to lose their footing of control.
Really?
So I'm for all that. NFL, all that. Yeah. I love what Bell's doing.
This is very Jesus of you.
I just don't like.
Isn't that what Jesus did? He rebelled a little bit?
It's like all these
to the
guys
institution?
woke up.
Yeah.
Like, some of these guys woke up and they were like, you know what? We're going to do it our way. I'm not
Right.
going to resign.
Why do you like what Le'Veon Bell is doing? I just think calculation-wise,
Because there's
it
no
might not be
league like the NFL
Agreed.
that cares less about their
Agreed.
guys. So you got a running back who has a 3-year shelf life, max.
Agreed.
And this guy wants guaranteed money. Good for you. Don't ever set foot on that field until you get your guaranteed money.
Now, I don't know
Will
him.
he get it?
Yeah, that's my question.
Yeah.
From whom?
I don't know.
Because that's the risk, is will he get it?
I'm interested to see. I can't wait to see if it pays off for him.
And I'm a big NFL fan.
Me too.
The problem with running backs, perception-wise, is they're very easily replaceable. Someone on the ticket, I always listen to this radio station in Dallas, he says they're like big pens. You buy them cheap, you use them up, you throw them out.
That's true.
That's how we treat them. Now, if you're Le'Veon, I'm looking at a franchise tag. The second year is what, $14 million?
Yeah.
I know I could get more, but I don't. Well, I know I'm worth more, but I don't know that I could get more. I'll play 1 year, $14 million. That's essentially guaranteed, and then that is money that I can live on. That is money that I can invest and live on the interest and be good. So that's why I hope he gets his money, but I don't know that it was the right move. Calculation-wise.
Any NFL guy that puts their foot down to get what they're owed, and you have the skill
Agreed.
to do it, you got to do it.
I just hope it works.
I just don't know if he's going to get what he believes he deserves.
And
I mean,
James Conner stepping in and doing so
it.
well is really not a great look.
what
for him.
happens next year? At the end of this year, what his contract is up?
Yeah, I guess his
He's a
contract.
free agent,
Yeah, and he's a
right?
free agent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure.
But he didn't show up for this year.
I know, but
They don't owe
back
any
to
money.
the point though, LeBron, he changed the NBA forever by taking control of his own career. Period. No team has ever owned him. No team has ever forced him to do anything. Like, he does what he wants. And guys kind of, I think, have followed in that mold.
Who else?
Well, I don't know if that's probably a tough call to say who's doing what he's doing, because nobody can. But I think guys can now at least have the vision.
Well, Kevin did. Kevin signed the
Right.
1.5 year deals, you know?
Right.
Can I ask you a question you might not be cool to answer? LeBron, you were talking about making everybody feel welcome. What I read from the outside is Kyrie didn't necessarily feel welcome by LeBron. Do you know that to be true or not true? Can you speak to it?
I can't speak to it, but I can say that, alpha. I don't know where that's going to work often, you know? And I think, but I don't think there's any bad blood or anything weird like that.
Okay.
Are there no alphas in Golden State?
Yeah, that seems like 5 alphas.
I think that maybe there's different kinds of alphas.
I don't think Clay's an alpha. I think Steph is a sneaky alpha.
I think he's the alpha
Great, well
alpha.
said.
I think he's sneaky alpha, but I also think he's so ego-less in ways that he's willing to sacrifice some alpha to make room for another person. I don't think KD's an alpha.
I think he's the bottom alpha of the group.
I don't think he's an alpha. I think he's I think beta
Listen
score.
to you laughing back there. Okay. If Kevin Durant's not an alpha, there is no such thing as an alpha. But here's my thing, though. I think there's different, it goes different ways, all on the same level. So Draymond, here's why it works. He's an alpha, but he's a facilitator. Rarely do you have that. Rarely. Most of the time,
Most alphas want that ball.
Scorers.
Give me buckets.
So you've got one alpha in Steph who is a humble, egoless dude who's an alpha.
Yeah.
But he's so smart that he knows like the best alpha does what? You get
Yeah.
Kevin
But he's a
is
dog.
an alpha through and through. It just he has a different personality, so it looks different. But you can't be an alpha or not be an alpha and do it.
I don't think he's let's call him an alpha, but I don't think he's like a grade A alpha. I think he's like a grade B alpha. Like, I think Kevin's the type of guy where if there's another alpha on the team, he'll let that person be alpha.
That was what fans thought. I'm speaking
With
for fans
Westbrook.
with Westbrook.
That's what I felt.
Westbrook was the alpha. He was the lion.
And I'm looking at KD. I'm like, nah, you're the guy, bro. Why the hell are you not barking at this dude for taking 30 shots a game?
I don't think that being an alpha means always being like the loudest and the biggest. I think alpha also can mean the smartest.
Sure.
So sometimes it can look like you're.
But sometimes the smart thing to do is snuff your teammate so that he stops taking 30 shots a game. Like, Russ needed to be snuffed for coming to the games dressed like that.
Russ is
He was dressed funny. He was dressed funny.
I'm a Russ
He
fan.
looks like he should be dancing to Cardi B.
Russ.
You know the Cardi
Russ's
B videos that she
fashion-
reposts?
Russ's fashion is awesome.
He dressed like Bruno Mars is what you're trying to say.
But you can't snuff Russ. That's like telling Jimmer not to jack shots.
I could tell Jimmer
I think
to
a
do
lot of people told Jimmer not to jack shots.
Well, that's why they're foolish. You trying to tell me that he can't play in the NBA right now?
that. First of all, yes, he could play in the NBA, but he's got too much of an ego. He couldn't make it on San Antonio. San Antonio was like, hey, we know you can shoot. Come here. Just take your open
But he's
corner
white,
threes.
so I'm going to continue to defend him.
I'm with you on that.
So be careful. You're treading,
I thought it was the
you're
religious
treading
thing.
very close to betraying us. right
Listen, let me tell you
He
something.
Mormon,
Seven
though,
guys
bruh.
to protect. You
Listen,
can't include Jimmer.
Jimmer, we're going to protect Jimmer, but here's the thing. You can get him to pass the ball. You can get him to not shoot so much. Why are Chinese guards so awful? That's what we need to acknowledge. These Chinese
Sometimes you
guards,
drop
bro.
These gems so
Dude,
articulately.
is there worse guard play on the planet
You saw the game
than
where the
Chinese
homeboy had
guards?
63 to Jimmer's 75. You know that, right?
Who?
In the game that Jimmer had 75, the team that beat him, the dude had 63.
Was the dude a white guy as well?
No,
Black
he's
guy.
a brother.
Of course. Chinese guards cannot play defense.
Apparently.
They don't know how to do it.
Apparently.
All their talent is making
And
iPhones.
there's also never been an alpha in the whole league. Because there's also no other alphas because you can't shoot that much and not get punched in your face.
That's the communist mentality.
That's what I was going to say. There's no alphas in the country.
It's a team. We're all in this together.
You're getting,
Yeah.
someone's
Dude,
fighting
the
you.
country
Stefan
really
Marbury
takes
was
the alpha.
63 years old. He was giving buckets to these guys. There's something about the Chinese guard play that
You
is
think
just
all
awful.
the alphas were the second kids in
We
China?
could go over there easily.
Well, I'm going to get 30 for sure.
Light
You're
work.
going to get 30 for sure.
Dude, honestly, I think I could play guard
Hey,
in the
question.
Chinese basketball
Do you
league.
think do you think all the alphas were the second kids in China and
they got a boy.
they just got rid of them? They just
Maybe that's fucked up. Maybe that's their punishment.
Hilarious.
Maybe that's their punishment. Okay. Anyway, look, all I'm trying to say is there's something going on in China and nobody's talking about it
We need to get Vice News or somebody to get over there.
because their bigs are not bad. Their bigs come here, they don't succeed besides Yao, but they're not awful,
They're
right?
not awful, but who is giving up that kind of bucket work? 75 points, bro? No one's going to take him out. No one's going to punch him in his face. No one's going to fight him. Like
That's what we said about Kobe when he got 81.
Yeah.
And Devin Booker when he got 73.
Yeah, T.Y. Chandler was over there. That's why
That's why they didn't do
weren't
it.
tripping. No.
T.Y.'s your guy.
Yes.
Why?
I mean, he's like a family to me, so it's like I'm completely.
I've heard amazing things about
I love
him.
him.
Positive energy, whatever. Dirk loves him.
He didn't get along with Melo.
He did not get along with Melo.
I heard there was
No, I don't think so. I was really
friction.
in there at that time with the Knicks, and I think it was bigger than that.
They didn't go together like honey and Cheerios.
They did not.
But I just love Tyson because he's just consistently who he is.
Yeah.
He just cares about the right stuff. Like when was the last time you saw someone win a game on a block? Like LeBron says, really
and be
rare.
that hyped.
Yeah.
Like what I loved about it is this guy was so hyped for his game-winning block. You thought that he hit the game-winning three.
Here's my
Getting a
thing.
little more
I
Scoot in
feel
just a
like
little bit, yeah.
I feel like it was when you get paid $44 million, okay, to sit in Phoenix, Arizona, it's not the worst thing ever because Tyson takes such good care of his body. He honors his craft in such a way where he might have been logging 12 minutes. When you see those stats about him now, like his stats dropped. His stats didn't drop. He was playing 15 minutes in Phoenix. Like he's too smart to get out there and get 20 boards for what? Another loss?
Yeah.
So I think he has a lot in his tank.
So just because he's old doesn't mean he's not going to be effective.
Doesn't mean he's washed.
Right.
What like his skill
like a fighter that doesn't get touched.
Revolving around his
physicality
ever. IQ.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't have bad phicality. I mean, he's a big that can move around.
3% body fat.
No, he takes care of his body.
Block his arm was above the rim.
Yeah, his head was getting close. His head was getting close to that rim. Okay, fine. So he does well. But back to these Chinese guards. I feel like we should do some sort of study because it seems Bonzi Wells goes there and drops 60.
Yeah.
Why are more NBA guards that can't really cut it in the league not going over there just for fun?
They're afraid of Asia. That's what it is.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, it can be kind of scary.
Have you seen Chinatown?
Alex, coming in. I was trying to find the words. Perfect.
But like, in what way are they afraid of Asia? Like, it's scary.
I mean,
like
a lot
what?
of guys don't like to leave their hometown.
Yeah.
So you're talking about, I mean, in the rumors about, overseas in general hooping, guys don't get paid a lot. Chinese, organizations are pretty full on. So if you're not secure in yourself, you're not going to go to China.
What do you mean full on?
You got to show up to practice.
God forbid. God forbid you get to play basketball for a living and you have to go to practice.
Live in that world anymore.
They just don't want to practice. That's the reason they're not going to China.
It might be.
Allen Iverson inspired a generation, man.
He really did. He changed it. Wow. Yeah. How are they going to be the next superpower when they can't even
They can't guard anything.
White guys. They can't guard white guys that would be selling insurance in Albany, New York.
Rochester even.
Rochester. Dude, this is crazy. I honestly have no concern about them taking over. We're good. It's just the Russians.
I agree. And the Russian leagues are for real.
Are they for real? Mm-hmm. See? Can they guard guards? They can guard white guys.
You heard any NBA guard going over to Russia and getting 50.
I didn't know the game goes that high. I think they have a limit on the game.
If you're in Russia and you're getting 50, somebody might kill you. Some guy in a suit after the game,
right?
Who's a Russian mafia guy. Like, it's just Russia.
Wow.
China, all the security is making sure that the kids don't get too much freedom in the sweatshop.
That's
just
true.
Guarding the exits.
I also heard you could just
tracking the ball brothers, just making sure that glasses are getting stolen.
That's right. Damn, that shit was crazy.
They need to put their emphasis on D, not who's stealing glasses.
But maybe the Ball brothers should have had like a smoke bomb, and then they just throw it and then disappear, and then nobody knows the wiser. That's a way to get away. And maybe in China they were just so offended they didn't smoke bomb and get out of there. They're like, oh, you really must want to get arrested because you didn't smoke bomb and get out of here.
I'm not mad at that theory.
No mask covering your face or nothing. No ninja outfit. No sword.
Bro, get it together. Have some respect for the culture.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? Throw a rope on top of a shingled roof.
Talking about D Rose at all?
We talked about it. Probably not enough, but yeah, it was the greatest moment of the year.
3 times in my life I've gotten out of my seat at a basketball game.
Yeah,
like that kind of. One of them was D Rose at MSG a couple years ago. This is at D Rose peak.
Yeah.
And what was crazy about it, he didn't even do anything.
Yeah.
He caught an outlet pass and got from the other free throw line to like 3/4 court so fast. It like I stood up, I looked around, I wasn't the only one. I was like, I've never seen anything like that. D Rose, like a jet.
You're excited to see him come back.
I love D Rose.
Yeah.
How do we feel about his athleticism now? Not only relative to what it was, but just period.
I mean, I was so bummed because he breaks my theory about not being able to shoot.
Dude, can he shoot all of a sudden? Did he learn how to shoot?
Well, when you're desperate, you learn new things.
The shot, look, he had a hitch in his shot before.
Yeah.
He had this thing where
he's such an athlete. He jumped so high, you have to like find stuff to do up in the air.
You're 100% right. Yeah. I mean, and if you look at certain guys like Russ, if you notice, Russ raises and locks. Right? Yeah. Raises up.
Yeah.
Say what?
Yeah, I got something for you after.
Oh, you got a little off-camera situation? Yeah, okay, I can't wait to see. But raises locks because he can leap so high, he can't keep in the flow. Steph, which is very interesting, barely jumps.
Correct.
Right? It's just this little...
There are some benefits.
KD barely jumps, I think. In my mind's eye, I'm replaying that shot in the finals to beat LeBron.
There's a theory in the NBA about footwork, okay?
Yeah.
So
get the heels down.
Nowitzki,
Yeah.
has the package that now dudes are really starting to, there are a couple.
His idea was save your knees, right?
It's not so much save your knees, but it's a way to play that, yes, saves your knees, but it really gets you balance.
What is it?
It's heel toe. So most conventional wisdom, like there's a couple of guys who, are outliers. Ray Allen, he's a toe shooter, but almost 9 out of 10 shooters that are great, heel toe. So you take a guy who's super athletic, they're always thinking something up here. It's always their feet.
These Germans, when they're not just annihilating groups of people, they got some good ideas. They got,
Yo, Dirk's mentor, Holger or whatever, it's just like he has him doing all these crazy workouts, all these crazy leaping things, and it's all just some like crazy theory.
But that's what happened with my guy Adam a couple years ago. That's how him and KD met. I was watching KD shoot and told him about Adam's theory. Adam Harrington,
the guys at the Jets, the guys at the Nets.
Yep, who's one of the baddest white boys ever, by the way. I mean, he was almost, I think, ACC Rookie of the Year when we were there, but he was so good at teaching that, and Kevin was open to hearing it.
Taught him heel toe.
Hold on. So it is get both of you.
But showed him a lot of Dirk's package.
And Dirk's thing is get the heels down first.
Sound right. You know what I meant?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Listen, nobody's bragging about the white guy's package.
That's true.
Okay. There are other guys in the league.
Up the stuff that doesn't. I mean, we're here to fight for the white baller.
You're right. My bad. You're right. You're right. Jay Will.
Thanks.
Right.
That's my guy.
Greatest player of all time.
Agreed. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Duh.
Conversation.
Or should
done.
we do this?
Don't at me. Don't at me. Jay Will, white chocolate, forever.
It was so good.
Don't at me.
But how nice was it that we had a guy whose like game was transferable, so we could be like, I just like his game.
Yeah.
Like, you had an excuse to like him besides the fact that he was
Jay
white.
Will's
Exactly.
Getting buckets today.
Is his knee better because he tore the ACL?
Yes, it's fine. So Mike Miller. Another guy I love dearly forever. Yeah. Top 5 players of all time.
Best player with a monkey ever.
So he told me, he's like, what Jay Will's up to now? There was a while there, I think he was going to a golf club and he would play rich guys for like major money, games to 10 and give them 9. And that's what he would do all day.
There was another Jay Will that tried to do that. And it didn't really work out for him.
Because he ran into the great white hope.
He did. Right now, you're taking the spotlight off a white baller. So
I am a white
bring
baller.
it to another white baller.
Right.
Okay, so he goes to these health clubs. He plays guys.
It's a golf club because he's a great golfer.
Jason Williams?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He would,
that's surprising. A white guy's a good golfer. Who saw that coming?
Hey. Careful. Start defending a totally white sport. It doesn't have the same power. There's no oppression. I think he would sit there and just play these rich guys. They love to gamble, so it's like $100K. Give you 9. Played a 10.
And this is how he makes money now.
I mean, Jay Will's got his hand in a lot of stuff. He's
Are you friends with him?
Freaking legend. He's a great dude.
He's business savvy?
Yeah.
Did not pay him for that.
Yeah. Now, some
of these country boys are good with their money.
He's a country boy.
Yeah, I'm
from Texas.
Just saying, though, some of these guys who you wouldn't think they're the best with money.
Well, him I definitely would not have thought, but just because of his tattoo choice.
Yeah.
Not Mike Miller. Jason Williams.
Get Roman any Jay
when he was trying to be racist toward Asians at a basketball game, I'm pretty sure there's a story I heard, and he started saying Vietnam. I was like, fam, you lost the war. That's when I assumed, like, that's a war we lost. You're not gonna try to make Asians feel bad.
Oh, is that what he said?
That's what I was told.
I forgot about that. We don't bring that up.
I don't even know who we're talking about.
Yeah. I think you're making that up. Yeah. Why would you try to ruin our guy? Is that how
and if
you feel when we call Gandhi a pedophile?
Yes, actually. Yes.
Okay, I'll never say that again. I apologize. I can see how much that affects you.
Jay Will is my favorite player to watch to this day on those highlights, everything he posts. Like I wish we had more. They don't make them like that anymore.
Yeah.
The professor was your guy too, huh?
Yeah.
The professor was
Love
your
the
guy.
professor.
I do.
Why is he not in the league?
Professor
Too academic.
He I don't know why he didn't really play big time pro ball. But Professor's a bad boy.
I heard
Too
he's
little.
very religious now. Actually,
He is.
Yeah.
Changed everything.
He is. Making a lot of money too.
Yeah, he got the YouTube hustle down, dude.
Oh yeah.
He really did it. He really did it, man.
really did it.
He turned that and one thing into something sustainable. Brilliant.
Think about hot sauce on the other side of that.
I did a charity basketball game with Hot Sauce.
Right.
And this was, and shouts to Hot Sauce, man. He's a sweet guy, but it was sad. He was telling me about the height of his fame.
Mm-hmm.
He was in Atlanta and he went to some mall.
Right.
And they shut down the entire mall.
Buckhead.
It was Buckhead Mall. He just walked in and the mall got shut down like he was an NBA superstar.
That's when the game was using him at the time.
Of course.
Professor, all the while using the game. And using it to help build his platform, etc. He told me, he was like, I had a house in like the nicest neighborhood in Atlanta and I was paying X amount a month, but in no way was he trying to save this, that, and now he was doing this charity game for $1,000 in Buffalo, New York. And it was heartbreaking. And they had him playing guys one-on-one during halftime at the Atlanta games. I know. I hate that. I wish we would have done that.
I mean, he needs it.
I know.
And he was like, thing about Hot Sauce that people probably don't know is like he was a true creative.
Yeah.
Like the way that the moves that he did,
it was amazing.
Were innovative. It wasn't just, here's a drop cross. Like he was doing things that were illegal, but they were truly innovative in terms of the game of basketball. In the same way that an artist does something with paint or a comedian does something with jokes. Like,
I understand where I'm from, Hampton Roads, Virginia. So this is Allen Iverson's.
Yeah.
I grew up in the era where that stuff was just becoming like, the super carry.
Bang.
Boom.
Yeah.
Like that's Newport News, Virginia Beach all day.
Yeah.
It's everywhere, but I'm saying I felt like at that time, and one was.
It took over. It was massive. Yeah. Why couldn't it sustain?
Yeah, I mean,
why?
I probably wasn't organized fantastically enough.
Of
probably
course,
wasn't a great business structure behind the N1
but like,
tour.
how do you get that popular? Right, they entered the sneaker market. I had a pair of fucking N1 sneakers. You know how hard it is.
Special Effects is still around. He's an awesome dude, but he's got some stories about the N1 structure.
I got to talk to somebody at N1, dude.
Get Special Effects in here.
I would love to if you could hook that up because what a great story that would be to tell. A sneaker company enters basketball and is fucking legitimized.
And we're buying them.
Bro, Nike, Adidas, Reebok, only because of AI.
Yeah.
Only because of AI.
Yeah.
Is that a consideration? And then out of nowhere, this sneaker company comes. It's not like they existed prior to this.
No, they came out of nowhere. You're right.
They're like some kids, right? They went to college together and they would just play one-on-one. And part of the thing getting hired there is you had to like shit talk well. There's like some real cool stories.
Yes. Yeah.
And then it just implodes.
You got to have a structure behind it.
You needed TY. You needed fucking Ty Chandler, bro, to hold it down.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. I didn't even realize it was like gone.
Son, it's over.
Yeah.
And these guys, I feel like there has to be some weird corporate espionage.
Yeah,
I
there's
feel
a
like
couple other leagues trying to get it done, like the Harlem Wizards, and there's a couple other little tours, but it's nothing like it was.
Yeah, there's some kind of like this the wet as water or H2Os or something in LA, and there's a few different ones that you can see do it, but it's so fucked, dude. I was so hyped on it. Anyway, whatever, Mr. Carl. Okay, so what do we have for the rest of this season? Do we just have to see Golden State win it all? Is that what happens?
My call when KD went there was they're going to win until he's not there, and we're right on track. I don't know if anyone's going to beat that team.
Is there anybody that can come close?
I don't know. I think I don't know why Jimmy Butler didn't end up on the Lakers. I would have loved to have seen that.
Yeah.
I just don't see anybody beating the Golden State Warriors 4 times.
I think that's a great way to put it. Yeah, they're beatable, but 4 times out of 7.
And think about what has to happen for you to beat them 4 times.
Yeah.
Kawhi Leonard.
Think about all the factors.
Yeah.
4 times? Kevin, Clay, Steph, Draymond, all going to do these wrong things 4 times.
Impossible.
Keep in mind, you can sit 2 of those guys once in a while and still take an L.
Yeah, the only way they lose is if there's injury.
So I think they're going to keep. It's going to be tough.
They need an injury. That's the only thing that could happen. Does Toronto make it out of the East?
I think Boston makes it out of the East.
Whoa.
Really?
Because Boston playing like dog shit.
That's all right. So are you kidding?
It is
Brad
early.
Stevens?
I saw somebody.
He's not a believer in Brad Stevens.
Yeah, I think Brad Stevens is overrated.
I disagree with you on this. That's rare.
Based on what?
Look at what the guy's done. Right.
What has he done?
Well, from Butler. Right. So the trajectory to Boston takes a team that's pretty good. The thing is, when I go to games, I watch the bench and I watch the coach. I watch the huddles. I watch the vibe. Any team that Brad Stevens coaches is together, right? And they're running what he wants. And so I think Brad Stevens is playing chess right now. Like, you can't insert Kyrie Gordon again. They got a couple pieces that are different. Young Jalen coming through. Like, it's going to take a little bit. I don't think he's worried about it.
Does one of those guys have to go?
Yep.
And who do you think?
I don't know. I just think there's a log jam on the wing.
Talk to us. Who got to get out of there?
Well, will someone go alpha Draymond? Will someone be smart enough to go?
You know, Kyrie not going to do it.
No, that's not who he is. Kyrie's going to lead, and he's going to be.
Who do you think has it in them to do that?
I would think Tatum.
Because we said this from the beginning of the season. It's looking more and more like Jason Tatum's team, and Kyrie ain't going to like it. And that's going to cause some friction. And now you see Kyrie starting to complain. You see what he said this year. It'd be nice if we had a vet for, 14 to 15 years to come in here and tell us, that this is a marathon, not a sprint. Like, okay, you just described LeBron James, which you left, but that's fine. Right? So Jason Tatum, when you're watching him,
he doesn't seem like a passer.
He does not seem like, but he's a more effective scorer. He looks more effective. I'm the biggest Kyrie fan on the fucking planet.
You need to stick with that line of thinking, because when Kyrie has to do what he needs to do, good luck.
I don't think the knees are there, bro.
Yeah, that's what I would like to see him.
Slow. I don't think that he can get them.
He's not 100% just yet.
He's not 100%.
No, when Kevin had his surgery, people were barking like that for him. And I kept thinking, are you for real? Do you know what kind of surgery
Kevin
Durant, he broke his foot, bro.
Yeah,
there was a moment there where people didn't think he was going to come back at all.
Really?
Yeah, I remember
That's how serious that injury is.
Screws in his foot.
Now we're talking about. Oh, that's right. Now we're talking about Kyrie. Kyrie has a knee surgery, minor. It just doesn't seem like he has the pop. He's doing a lot of fadeaways. He's not attacking the rim like he usually did. I think he's fading away to create enough separation to get the shot off.
I got to give guys like Kyrie the benefit of the doubt. I got to let the body work play out, not be a prisoner of the moment. If that's your theory that he's lost something, whatever, let's talk about it in July.
Would you say the same about Hayward?
I'd be more worried about that than anything.
Meaning?
But we're not going to talk about Hayward. You know why? He's white. He's amazing. He needs to change nothing.
I'm a Gordon Hayward fan.
You need to be.
I actually am also a fan.
Count all three of us in that one. Okay?
I'm a fan of white players as well, because they get shitted on for no reason. Yeah.
Everyone should be. They've been held back for too long.
They have been oppressed for too long. Listen, I fight for white men.
Hold on. Are they, real quick, I want to get to this. Are white players held back in the league, you think?
I think so.
Talk to me about that.
I think we need a societal shift. Someone's got to shine a light on this. Perfect example. You know who's a phenomenal
who you can see without light?
You know who's
white players.
You know who
think that this is a pretty convenient situation.
KD, you know how we think about this. You know who's a phenomenal wing defender? JJ Redick. You know what his MO's always been?
Can't play D.
He's one of the smartest, most consistent defenders they have.
Yeah.
But he's got to work against that horrible anchor of a stereotype that's holding us back. Let's talk about.
It's just sad to see you guys treated like this. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? Let's Grayson Allen. Like, is he going to do well in the NBA? Are you kidding me?
I love Grayson Allen.
Like, of course he's going to do well in the NBA.
It's just sad you see him portrayed as a thug by the media.
Yeah,
you know
what I mean? I'm saying? Like,
how dare they?
He can't even walk in the room without people already thinking this guy's going to get a tech. He might kick me in the balls.
Right?
It's like, really?
Why do we have this reputation of being so violent?
People are afraid.
It's the media. It's the media.
They're not ready for athletic white boys.
It's really unfair.
It scares people.
Why is it every time we're athletic, we're violent, bro? Why is we angry? We're aggressive.
Why is it every time you're on the basketball court, you get portrayed as students of the game? Who
high IQ.
Can't jump.
I'm tired of it.
Yeah, we're dumb.
Yeah.
We make we shoot bad shots with 20 seconds on the shot clock all the time.
All the time.
We'll go for ours anytime. We'll put the team second.
If
we pass the ball.
I'll pretend I want to win, but I really want to have a good box score. I'll do that.
All the time.
Listen, I don't like injustice. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere.
Now we're preaching.
You know?
Light a candle.
You know? We got a candle.
I'm like, light it back.
Pour some out for the white NBA guys who couldn't get here.
Get it.
The Mountain Dew, the whitest drink to pour out.
For Brian.
A skateboarder just got his wings.
A lacrosse guy just got acquitted.
NC State in the building. Still upset.
A swimmer just walked out. Scot free.
Okay.
Bobby Sura.
I want to ask you.
Of course. Florida State.
Rex Chapman.
Come on, Rex.
Cold-blooded.
Come on, Rex. What about my man Dan Majerle?
Thunder.
Come on, Thunder Dan? Slinging pipe in Phoenix?
Still slinging
pipe, bro. This dude was slinging pipe. Dude, you don't even realize, bro. All these Cougars.
Tell me.
Oh, my
Dan
gosh,
Majerle?
bro. I said gosh out of respect for you. But you know who wasn't saying gosh?
Who?
All them chicks that Dan Majerle was slinging pipe to, dude. They were talking to the heavenly papa.
The Phoenix Suns.
The Phoenix has risen, bro.
Shout out to Chris Herron.
Dude, Chris Herron,
Yep.
shooting coach.
Fresno. One of the first white ballers to be awesome.
But the wine, though.
we
He
do
got
that
caught
too,
up with the
though.
wine.
We do that.
Yeah, because you know why we do it? Because we're dealing with so much emotional stress from being a white basketball player.
From
We're
the
forced-
media's portrayals.
From the media's portrayal, the
Reality break, though,
Oxycontin.
Chris
You know,
Herron uses
it's a vicious
his
cycle.
story to help so many.
Yeah, it's dope.
Travels around the world. Shout out to Chris Herron.
Great 30 for 30 on him.
But he was the first white boy I saw with a tat on his forearm. Being a kid, turn on Fresno. Who's this dude with the frosted tips? Wait a minute. Who's this dude with the shamrock tattoo? Who's this dude talking cash? You know what? That boom. My whole life changed.
Then he went back to Boston.
Yeah.
He did that Boston shit.
Just playing Boston.
Damn, man. It is hard for us white boys out
It's
here, bro.
Listen, man, you guys got to.
You think I would be
It's important to
playing?
note, though, that I don't count Canadians ever in that. Like Steve Nash, I don't let him. He's Canadian.
He's not white.
I respect that.
He's not white.
I respect that.
That's
I hate when
different.
People try
They're
to-
like the Africans to black people.
I
Less athletic, but very fundamental.
appreciate Steve Nash. I
You
love
ain't
him.
real.
He's
You ain't a real
incredible.
one. Y'all judge us all the time over there.
Hold on. So he's not a white baller.
He's not U.S. of A. No.
No, but is he not a white baller, though? He's not a white baller.
That's
Like when
why
you see him
There's a
do
lot of
something.
soccer infusion.
That's why he was a media darling.
like
Exact-
you know,
yeah.
people always like mention European guys. Like Chris Stapps love him, but he's not a white boy.
That's not a white boy.
No, any Euro man, appreciate you, bro, but you are not.
Who,
Dirk-
Manu Ginobili?
Yeah.
Dirk a white boy, dog. Dirk, the whitest boy.
I mean, we would love to make him one, but he's still Euro.
Nah, bro. He not a white boy, bro.
Why? Because he got that black wife.
Nah, his wife make him a plate.
Yo,
Yo, Dirk wants everyone to know his white black.
Dirk like-
Every day you pull up with a plate. There's never a day where you don't got the plate of food.
Dirk is a good dude. Like my boy Adam.
But, give me the good
Tell
shit.
your story.
Yeah,
No, there's
yeah,
no
yeah.
but.
Hates Jews.
Adam was playing pro. This is actually a real story. So you have to pause for a second.
Yeah.
Adam was in the country and he went through a family tragedy.
Oh.
Dirk flew him and his whole family back to get to a funeral.
No.
Guys like, I mean, NBA is full of guys and stuff like that, but Dirk, I mean, we will make him honorary white boy just for that.
All right, fine. Dirk's part of the
in.
crew, but not Steve. I don't want to let Steve in.
He's not coming.
do you
It's not
think?
fair.
Do you think when he gave out money to that guy, he was just thinking like, I just want them to know how not Jewish I am. That I'm going to pay for everybody's flight. I just need them to know how far from Jewish I am.
Oh, Akaash. Okay. So Dirk is in.
Dirk's in.
Well, I want to ask a Celtics question.
Please.
And this is something I thought about all offseason. I heard teams, Kawhi demanded a trade. And I heard these teams who are a Kawhi away from making real noise. Boston was the top of my list. Saying, we don't want to give up this bum-ass player that we got. This young guy who could potentially be the fourth best player on the team. The Celtics didn't want to give up their treasure trove of assets, any of them, for Kawhi. The Sixers didn't want to give up Markelle Fultz. The Lakers, I'm reading Lakers Twitter, we can't give up Brandon Ingram. Mm-hmm. We can't give up a guy.
Here's the thing about getting intel from.
He built like Slender Man.
Here's what I found out about being involved in the NBA. 99% of the news is almost not even remotely true.
Do you think Boston made a push for Kawhi? Because they definitely could have offered a better package than what.
But like, there's so many factors sometimes. Because I'm with you. Like, why wouldn't these teams? That's why I couldn't believe. Of course, Philly's gonna move Saric and
Covington.
Of course they are. Plus, whoever else you want. I mean, you got one window right now. So I'm with you on the theory, but I don't know. There had to be more going on.
I also just read fans being like, you can't give up Ingram for Kawhi.
Yeah, but
Bill
they're not
Simmons.
fans.
Bill
Stop.
Simmons.
Lord have mercy.
Bill Simmons is a respected guy in basketball.
Yeah.
I don't want Kawhi. You're not giving up what we have for Kawhi.
Yeah, but
Gordon
he's-
Hayward
but that's
is
a
a
bad example
Popovich
because
wet
He's
dream.
really biased when it comes to
but
Boston.
he's not wrong with Boston though. If I'm Boston, I'm not making a move for Kawhi.
100%. I'd trade Gordon
Why?
Hayward, my Sacramento pick, and at least one other piece.
Hold on.
Like
why,
you said,
why
you got the
wouldn't
too many
trade
pieces.
for what?
But that Boston's one of those rare teams who I would actually say I get that. That's about it because they have an amazing roster right now. And what Kawhi brings, is it better than?
Yes.
I don't know.
Look what he's done to the Raptors. Man.
And like you said, they have one too
He's
many
transformed the Raptors.
Kawhi's great. I gotta see.
You're not a big Kawhi guy.
It's not that I just know. I gotta see some
Leonard.
more.
That's a white name.
That is a very white name.
Hi, my name is Leonard Albright.
I like Kawhi. I don't know if you can make it in the NBA at that highest 1% without having some sort of relational people motor, right? So I think he might have it in there. We'll see. We'll see with
You mean you don't think he's a communicative guy?
You have to be a leader. If you're going to be a max guy, you have to lead.
But he's not a leader. I think Kawhi is a beta.
Okay.
No. Let me clarify this. Yes, I think Kawhi is a beta. I think that I think the people around him don't like that, and I think the people around him are in his ear and they're saying some horrible shit. And I think what his ideal situation is, he doesn't look like a guy who wants a lot. I think he wants an alpha person on the team to take the responsibility. Sure, LA, alpha person on the team, take the responsibility, be the star of the franchise, very similar to what Pop was essentially with the Spurs.
If LA can get Kawhi, that would be a team I think that could give
the
Golden
Warriors.
State
But you can't give up Brandon Ingram.
I mean,
why?
That's what I'm saying. That was the report.
Next year you don't have to. Next year you can. You don't have to.
To me, again, you take the same chance with Paul George. It didn't work out. If Brandon Ingram is a piece they want, you trade him in a second.
Do your thing. Yeah, do you know where it is? Yeah.
I'm gonna smoke a blunt. I'm kidding.
Your song "Hustlers" is a jacket. Call a real one.
Go on.
That was the report. Is that LA didn't want to give up some of their young pieces, Lonzo.
Sure. Okay. So let's say they don't want to do it. Next year they do.
But he's a free agent, and what if Toronto convinces him to stay? Is it worth keeping Brandon Ingram or Lonzo Ball to take that chance when LeBron is in his 15th year? Sure, he's peak LeBron, but we don't know if we're getting 4 more great LeBron years. That'd be a miracle, a fucking miracle.
Do you need 4 more?
If you're the Lakers, you maximize every year you got.
How good is Kawhi to you?
How long is LeBron's contract?
How good is Kawhi to you?
Worth Brandon Ingram and Lonzo Ball.
No. Like, how good is he? Can he sustain a, aged LeBron?
I don't know. I don't want to find out.
Because
I don't want to waste a year.
If I'm the Lakers and I know
ever.
that I'm not going to be as good, I know that I'm not going to be. This is what I'm thinking. If I'm the Lakers, ready? And I'm Lakers and I'm LeBron. Nobody's beating these fucking Warriors. LeBron played them last year, and they're like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? These guys are that goddamn good." Oh, excuse me, gosh darn good. Okay, Carl's not in the room. Goddamn. I think that they go, this year's a wash. This year's a wash. We don't give a fuck about this year. If we do well, yeah, but let's do it to build culture, try out some players, see what we like, see what's going to work. Let me get some interesting vets over here that can kind of, educate these young guys. Let me get Rajon down here to teach Lonzo what it takes to run a basketball team, do these kind of things, right? Next year, KD's gone. When KD's gone, it's a different team. It's a beatable team. And I think they're banking on KD not being... Now, it doesn't mean that KD's going to be with the Lakers, but I think they're banking on KD not being here.
What did we say last year?
Just real quick, I want to fill Carl. I'm saying that Lakers took this year off, not necessarily off, but basically they're like, listen, there's no way we can beat the Warriors, but KD might be leaving next year, so why don't we push everything to the following year? And that's why we're not going to trade away assets to get a guy who will be available next year no matter what.
Can't comment.
Talk to me.
Can't comment. I don't think that's a bad theory.
Interesting.
The only problem with that theory, though, is LeBron James doesn't do any John Gruden years.
He doesn't take anything off.
No.
Is it possible that this is a first for him?
Maybe.
Because he realizes how fucking dominant these Golden State Warriors are, and he knows there's,
LeBron is
like
that
you
smart.
said.
He's that smart, and I wouldn't be surprised if he would change course for the big picture, which would mean, in his mind, doing what he's never done, conceding maybe this year. We can't win, but if this is going to get me 5 more.
And next year, guess who's not on the Golden State Warriors? Potentially the guy that you said they would win as long as he's there, which is KD. Now, that doesn't mean KD goes to the Lakers, but it means KD not being there makes them beatable. And this is where LeBron's a fucking super genius. KD's no longer on the Warriors. Now the West ain't that crazy.
Right.
Now the West
Kind of the East.
is the East. And if LeBron fucking played that,
Yeah.
if he played that, if KD goes to New York or he goes to some team on the East, the Rockets are falling apart, and he knew that they were
Chris
falling.
Paul was
he
old.
Chris Paul can't even make it to the playoffs.
He
Hamstring.
easted the West.
He easted he traded. And what do we see happening in the East? Oh my God, LeBron's a fucking super genius. Holy shit! It just hit me right now.
Milwaukee.
We have Milwaukee bubbling up. We have Philadelphia.
Philly.
We have Boston, and we have Toronto. Beast mode.
Yeah.
The East is the fucking West. LeBron takes 1 year off, and now it's smooth sailing to the fucking finals again.
He's playing Battleship.
Holy moly. Can we just acknowledge this for a second?
It's incredible.
So your theory on this?
This makes a lot of sense. This makes a lot of sense.
This is why we drove from Newark.
KB,
Moments like this.
tell me that this isn't possible.
That's true.
You think it's true?
If KD leaves, it's true.
Now, all contingent on KD leaving, that's the roll of the dice. So right now, LeBron has to be orchestrating back
Honestly,
channels.
can I say-
if I may, he has to be orchestrating back channels, not going directly, but he's got to be in KD's ear, buddy, like, hey, man, I'm telling you, when you got your own team, you got
just
your own
different.
franchise.
It's just
hey,
different.
It's just different, bro. Hey, bro, let me tell you,
You know what
look
you
what
can
I
say?
got here. I got the helicopter. They taking me to Orange County back on a helicopter. I
You know
bet
what
in New
else you
York,
can
they
say?
give you a helicopter.
You know what else you can say?
Yeah.
My legacy wasn't cemented until I won one.
At home.
Cleveland.
And
At
I
home.
went home and
When
Cleveland,
I
I
won
did it
one
myself.
and on my own. That's when your legacy is cemented.
Bro,
when I broke away from Dwayne Wade.
Bro, you got to be in there. He's got to have people in his ear. I mean, that is if LeBron manages this is more impressive than the Cleveland win. If he flips the East for the West.
That's smart. I mean, he's the only dude who won a showdown with Pat Riley. Think about that.
What you mean? How did he win it? Because he ended up bouncing.
He bounced. He
Is that
won.
winning?
Pat Riley gets his way. That was the beginning of the end of that dominance.
What do you mean by that? Go on with that.
The original Miami combustion was a power struggle,
Well, I knew that.
period. So rather than succumb, he called the bluff. I'll leave. He left.
Oh, but that doesn't mean that Pat lost.
Yes, it does.
Well, because he loses LeBron.
Pat lost.
Yeah.
And then he hasn't won
Pat
since.
thought that he wasn't going to. Pat called Bron's bluff as well.
Perhaps, but I think who loses in the scenario? Like,
LeBron goes and gets a ring. Pat can't even make the playoffs. Whoa.
No, I thought that was the arrogance of Pat Riley to think we can sign Josh McRoberts. We're good enough.
I think it was even deeper than that, though. I think he wanted more control of the organization back and felt like, he wasn't the king of that city. And smart minds are going, go
Give
ahead and
him
let
the fucking keys.
Transcendent player do what he wants to do. Keep winning.
King of the city, I think is stupid, but king of the team, LeBron the GM, I very rarely agree with LeBron the GM. I'm not saying he's not brilliant, but a lot of his moves, I'm like, I think I see what you are saying.
He orchestrated Miami.
No, he orchestrated Miami.
He orchestrated Cleveland.
He orchestrated Cleveland. And Cleveland, you can't say that wasn't successful.
It was awesome.
They could have won 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
Okay, can we tie this
And real quick, if what we just predicted here happens with
East and the West, which is a thing. Hashtag King of
East, oh yeah, we're gonna do it right now
Right.
because honestly, whatever we've been predicting ends up fucking happening. It's scary.
we don't get any
East
credit
of the
for it.
West.
Dude, if he easted the fucking West, if he saw this
Hilarious.
trend, if KD dips, they're beatable. You know they're fucking beatable.
You've done it.
You've done it. Oh, I'm gonna walk out of here, bro. I just got so goddamn hyped, dude. I just got so hyped.
With good reason. Rex
Dude.
Chapman.
Dude, get Rex. That's what he needs.
Freaking Tim Legler. Whenever anything happens that's awesome, we're going to throw out a white name.
Ronnie Cycli.
No way. He's from
What is he?
Greece.
Excuse me, I apologize.
It's okay. It's
Break
been-
the plate.
Sean Bradley.
Sean, bro, change the game, dude.
Can you please
Defensive
not interject with your
force.
black privilege in the basketball conversation? Please.
It's actually true.
Your privilege is showing right now, Alex. Your privilege is showing.
We don't need your patronizing suggestions.
Yeah.
We're fine.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, well, I'm so hyped off of
Okay.
this, guys.
Can I just shit on one, not the theory, but just still one thing I don't like?
Yes.
You said it last year. If LeBron wins game 1, if J.R. Smith knows the fucking score,
Yes.
and LeBron wins game 1, that's a very different series.
Okay.
With a much weaker supporting cast.
Okay.
I still don't want to see LeBron wasting a year of his later part of his prime because he's like, well, we can keep Lonzo and Brandon Ingram. Go get Kawhi, get one more max guy, use this year. LeBron and Kawhi this year.
I already addressed this. He knows, and it's hard to admit, but he knows he can't beat Golden State.
My money.
But like I said,
although the Easting the West is the theory of, I don't know, the decade.
Epic proportion.
it's a great theory.
I still think
it's the only thing better than LeBron Easting the West is my theory about it.
they might make a move still. Because I just can't see LeBron James conceding a whole year.
I think they'll make a move, but do you think they'll give up a major asset?
But I'm with you. I'm hesitant to put this guy's an asset label until I actually really think somebody is.
So you're thinking that Brandon Ingram can get shifted.
I think I can find a couple Brandon Ingrams.
Yes.
That's my thing.
And
I can find somebody who is pretty close. You're not an asset to me.
I see teams actually do
I
this.
appreciate you. I love you. I'll rock with you. But
Who's close?
I'm just bring up his stats. I'll find you 5 guys tonight.
No. I know there's a lot of guys that are close. Who are you going after? Who are you targeting?
That's the
LeBron?
issue. Yeah. Who's still available that you could get?
I don't know. I mean, it has to be a blockbuster.
Kawhi. Mm-hmm. What happens if at the trade deadline, Kawhi goes, guys, I'm not re-signing next year?
Make that happen, Bron. Go. Use your back channels for that too.
And LeBron goes, we will give you Brandon Ingram. If you are Toronto.
And Lonzo.
I don't even think you need to give double. You're at the trade deadline. Your back's against the wall. You might be able
Houston
to
would
give
offer
one.
up 5 first-rounders and a fucking
Houston, you don't even want
up first rounders. I'm giving up almost everybody to make that Kawhi go to LA thing. I mean, that's a real thing.
And this is to the Brandon Ingram
Kawhi to LA. Why?
I feel like that's the only way that you have the firepower. This is
the defense.
This is the Bay of Pigs.
Bruh,
Yeah.
LeBron and Kawhi on the same
that
team.
wasn't successful. The Bay of Pigs.
I know, but it was still a war of some sort.
That's right.
It was
Jason Williams.
It was a face down.
Bobby Serra. Let's go.
But this is something I was going to say.
Scott Brooks.
Yeah, Scott Brooks, great coach.
Scott Skiles. Yo.
Bobby Hurley.
Fuck, I was looking for Hurley and I kept forgetting. It's hard to name white boys. I'm running
Danny
out.
Hurley.
Listen.
This is the thing I see NBA teams do a lot.
Big Dick Dan Majerle out here stroking thotties in Phoenix. You know what I mean? Dry climate, but you know what's not dry?
Mom, I told you. Mom. Sorry.
I'm sorry, Mom. I'm just saying there was a lot of wet ones out there. It wasn't his jumper that was the only thing wet. Captain Pipe. That's what they called him. Bro, with the cannon. Captain Pipe with the cannon.
And he always was.
Bro.
Hair was always perfect.
Perfect. That's other girls spray tan on him.
Just Dan Majerle.
Dude, Dan
that needs to be a
Majerle,
thing.
bro.
What's
Imagine
doing tonight, Dan Majerle.
Dan Majerle all day. Lean back.
Thunder.
You know what I mean? On his back. That dude didn't
what
do
was the other
nothing.
team he played for? Miami Heat.
Oh, can you imagine him in Miami,
my God, dog.
Dude,
From coast to coast, LA to Chicago.
that's it.
Miami
Imagine
with the
him
mommies.
trying to pronounce his name in Spanish. How do you say her name? Big Dick Daniel. That's how you say it, Big Dick Daniel. With the pie.
Yaniel.
With the pie, Daniel with the pie. Bienvenidos a América. Okay.
Dan Majerle would wear like the Hispanic night jerseys any night he wanted. He's the only guy out there. El Heat. Hey Dan, it's not that. It's Dan. Dan don't do what he wants to do.
Oh, man. Danny the legend. What's he doing now?
He is owns a couple bars in Phoenix.
He owns bars in Phoenix?
You know he
Damn, I was just in Phoenix. I would love to hang out with Big Dick Dan. That show would be the dream, bro.
Yeah.
You think he can still splash?
For sure, bro.
Definitely.
Shooters can shoot.
Don't lose
They
it.
die.
God damn. Okay,
Yeah.
but back to
I think he splashed
your
a lot.
theory.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I hate when teams do this where you have a young guy with some potential and you're like, yo, don't give him up.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, with the Cavs, when LeBron was there the first time, apparently there was a rumored trade Amari Stoudemire they could have got from the Suns. And they were like, no, because we don't want to give up J.J. Hickson.
Great NC State guy, so tread lightly. But I will say, great theory, because I agree with Who's the guy I was thinking of?
You see, the Mavs, they won the championship this year, so it all worked out. But they didn't want to make a move because Roddy Boubois was untouchable.
Dude.
You flash a few games as a young dude, you're not untouchable. I don't give a fuck. Give
Fair
me
enough.
a known commodity.
Okay, LeBron. Case in point. Andrew Wiggins. Peace out. Not including you in my I'm coming back home letter, right?
Right.
Andrew Wiggins, but he's a first. No. Gotta go. We can find 87.
You're right.
Andrew Wiggins.
I didn't like the trade, but it did work. He got a ring.
I was the first one to go, thank you. Like, Andrew Wiggins, great player, but
See you later.
we
You're no.
I don't
Nick
believe in-
Collison.
if I'm going to pass up a window for an asset, he has to be Jason Tatum. He has to be a no-brainer. This dude has everything.
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
Nope. I'll hold the fort down with Donovan Mitchell.
Right.
But a guy that's maybe a little bit more unpredictable for that kind of a haul.
Yeah.
Gone.
Kawhi is going to LA, and I think they're going to give him Ingram, and you might be right, maybe Lonzo.
I go both.
I like Ingram throwing punches, bro. It
was dope.
really changed my view of him.
That was dope.
Go on that,
I just feel like
because I know you believe in passivity and you believe in love.
at times. But
Pacifism is the word you're
I
looking
saw
the
him
fuck that
walk
is.
by 3 other teammates to throw a punch.
They weren't doing nothing.
He wasn't
bro.
even involved. That to me, I'm re-signing a dude who does that
Immediately.
right away.
Yeah, I would still trade you for Kawhi, but I'll resign you.
That's why the Morris twins will always have a job on my team. I'll put them on my white squad.
Really?
Both the Morris brothers. I saw a Morris brother do something that was so awesome in person. I had one of our great seats.
Yeah.
And there were some frat boys, right?
Yeah.
Drinking too much, yelling stuff.
Right.
And Marcus Morris was their target. And I turned around and I said, hey, guys, just so you know, he's not the one. Don't do that. And they just didn't hear me. Marcus, I shouldn't say which one it was. He walked over and he looked at these guys and he was counting these, and they didn't know what he was doing. He's counting your seats, right? During a dead ball, he came over, looked at him, and he just kind of was doing mental notes. And they did the smart thing, which is leave, because a Morris brother will come right through there. I don't 50 grand, punch you in your mouth. Like, you notice how no one messes with the Morris brother at any time. The moment they get into something, everyone's like, okay, you're right, we're cool. Like, no one's ever going, meet me in the tunnel.
Are those the most like ready for the smoke players?
All the smoke.
Really?
They live in smoke. They live in a chimney, a perpetual chimney of smoke. Like,
Really?
Yeah.
So the meet me in the tunnel, the meet me in the tunnel thing, you think is a lot of bullshit
it's
amongst
real.
players?
I've seen the tunnel meetings.
Really?
Yeah.
Who'd you see me in the tunnel?
Can't go there. But
Okay.
I'm saying that's a real thing. But certain guys,
And does it pop off or they get separated?
some have popped off.
Oof.
But
I like seeing that.
but rarely do you see.
You're talking about sex?
Dan Majerle back there.
Depends on who's doing the broadcast.
Hey, you too, Veronica, whatever your name is, meet me in the tunnel. It's Big Dick Daniel. I'm coming through.
I'm coming for them tunnels.
I've got my Los Suns jersey.
Only shoot threes on the court. These dimes need to get it back.
But yeah, so the Morris brothers, I feel like not only can they play, not only are they really quintessential team guys, but they live in smoke.
True that they have the same bank account still.
It's also true that when they played on the same team, they would, if they had separate workouts, one of the brothers was tired, another one would cover the workout. Like, they really did that. Kansas, go to each other's classes, a whole 9 yards.
What about each other's chicks?
I wouldn't even form a sentence about anything to do with the Morris brothers off the court stuff, just in case they listen to Flagrant 2. They don't have time to hear the whole context, and we both die.
I just want to know whose is bigger. Because I know who's bigger than both of them. Mr. Marley! Mr. Marley, slow down! Mr. Marley! Hey.
The Chris Childs 2-piece on Kobe.
Oof.
I feel like
Oof! Oof!
That
Come on now! Come on now, girl!
like the fact that
It's your favorite podcast, man.
Yeah.
the fact that Rondo landed, and Chris Paul
Where's our
is no
shirt?
joke. Chris Paul will fight you. He's from the Triangle. This is Carolina, Wake Forest. He's been doing this, right?
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't believe that Rondo landed that shot.
Left hook to the jaw piece.
But the unseen part of that was
the
All
uppercut.
caught him with that
But we're not going to talk about that.
Ooh.
yeah.
But back to the star of the story, my man Brandon Ingram, coming in like MC8 from Menace to Society, braids, flying.
Yeah.
I was like, I might sign him. I might hold Kawhi out for if that guy's going to fight that quick.
Really?
I love that stuff.
Other good fighters in the league or people that are afraid of? Are there a couple guys?
Dude from Miami with all the crazy tats, James Johnson.
Oh, but I know James from up in Toronto because he can actually do
MMA,
karate, bro.
MMA.
Yeah,
There's a lot of dudes who can really fight. That's why there's not a lot of fights at all.
And Pat got him under control. He was like an alcoholic.
Yeah,
and he got his life together.
Dude can play.
He can hoop. He can hoop.
But yeah, there's a couple guys who I think that.
Who else? Who else you really don't fuck with, and who? Because I feel like Draymond. They call Draymond's card, and Draymond really barking. He not biting.
I thought Bradley Beal really kind of exposed him.
Yeah,
That's a
Bradley
guard.
did, and a couple other dudes kind of exposed.
I don't know, man. I think Draymond. I mean, I'm not really testing dudes from that part of Michigan ever.
Really?
I think Draymond's just charismatic, so sometimes they can mistake that for weakness. So,
Okay. Anybody else?
I think there's a couple dudes. I mean, obviously Ty captains that ship. Funny story about a dude, a European center, who hit Ty in the back one game, and then apologized so profusely for the rest of the game.
Really?
It was one of those ones where he looked at him, and the dude was just like the rest of the game helping him up. Like I've never seen anybody's soul get snatched like that.
Was it out of fear? Was it like
Fear.
Straight fear. Not like I respect this guy's a vet and I fucked up. I shouldn't have done it.
That right.
It was
there.
both.
Both, yes.
Okay. And does Ty kind of appreciate that? He goes, "Look, you fought. You should," or nah?
But he did, but they also played him again. Yeah. I do forgive you, but you still get the consequence of this.
So he got caught a couple times.
Dominguez elbow.
Let's go. Dominguez Hills, is that the high school?
He was also on a farm.
Yeah, Dominguez. Yeah.
Yeah. Man.
He wasn't a farmer. He would commute. Mom would drive him.
Okay.
Spend 5 hours in traffic to get him where he needed to be, the whole 9 yards.
God bless. Man, I don't want to keep you too long. We've been talking forever. We could continue talking forever. I'm just so grateful that you came by and chopped it up with us, man.
Truly,
Thank
man.
you so much.
Whenever you want.
Oh,
Come through.
dude, absolutely. And I'm definitely
Thank you for
gonna.
having me.
Oh, dude, thank you, man. These stories are great to hear, and I appreciate you praying for Melo with us. Let them know where they can get you. Let them know where they can find you, see you
Hillsong
speak.
Church, NYC. We're at the Manhattan Center, a block away from MSG.
Yo, check it out, man. I went. It was so much fun.
Yeah, you don't have
Block
to.
away from MSG?
Yep. Yeah.
Sunday, what are you guys up to? Like 4 different?
Yeah, 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock.
5.
Got 2 out in Jersey, 2 services, but it's cool. I think it's worth somebody having a look. If you haven't really felt like church was for you, I think our church is definitely for you.
I completely agree. If
Worst
you are,
case, we'll have a great time.
Yo, worst case, and I would also say this: if you are new to New York and you maybe were used to like a community in this place where you're from,
Yep.
it is a great place to establish. I felt community, and but my barber who I brought once with me, and he had been going a few times, and then he got the VIP Carl Lentz treatment. He was like, "Bro, it's different up here. I sat up in the bleachers, you know." But he was like, "Yeah, I came here once because it's just something reminded me of home, and it was nice to kind of get ingrained
That's
with
what we're
these
fighting
folks."
for. We're fighting to create a community within a city that doesn't have it.
Also, hottest chicks of any church I've been to. Smoke shows.
Can't really comment on that. But
I will.
You can.
With all due respect, very attractive women that attend this church.
Hoes or not?
Of course not. Not on Sunday.
What about Saturday?
You know, but you know what? There's 6 other days, my
That's
brother.
what I'm saying.
I know some of these girls be working at One Oak.
We normally say everybody's welcome except for one guy. You know who we can't let set foot in our church?
Who?
Big Dick Dan?
Guys, this has been an episode of Flagrant 2. Carl Lentz, Akaash, Andrew Schulz,
Peace.
Alex Media.
Love.
Thank y'all so much for listening. Peace.